righty. We good.
Stand up, New York Giant fans. What's going on, Baddog?
What is going on? And Up Tainah, how you doing, my man? How's it going? Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. The weekend is upon us.
Happy Friday is right. Happy Friday is right. We got some of our best in here. We got Benjamin Wynn. We got Sports Expert. We got Irish New York Sports, Jersey Life, Gangrene David. Go check him out. Jersey Life, Meet the Heron. Thank you to everybody. Diehard Giants fan. Thank you to everybody for being here. And Yuri's in the house. Thank you guys for being here. Baddog and myself, we were talking before we went live. There's not a lot to talk about right now in the New York Giants world. Of course, we're always going to be able to talk about something, but we're going to let you guys dictate most of the show. Wasn't much new news today. I've kind of been working on some projects like film reviews, things like that. Well, we don't really have much to talk about right now. This is kind of a dead time in the football season.
It's it's difficult to find much to talk about. Training camp will be starting on normal time now, which is good to hear. Late July they'll be going to training camp. And what I did hear was that they have to stay in their own facility. Like Dallas is not traveling to California where they normally have their spring training. They have to do it doesn't really mean much of the Giants because they train right there in Jersey anyway, right near the stadium. So it's not like they'd even travel up here to Albany like they used to. Which was awesome back in the day. I loved that. But it's hard to come up with anything because it is dead. This is always a dead period. For football, the beginning of June, there's just not much to talk about. We haven't got into, there's no OTAs and there's, because of everything that's going on. And then of course, like I said, once training camp gets here, we'll have a lot to go over. We'll have a lot of the positional battles, the undrafted free agents trying to make the team. But find out more about what's going to go on with DeAndre Baker. Like, is he going to be suspended by Roger Goodell? I mean, that's something I still don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, it's just, it is. It's right. Beginning of June is always dead for football. But we got the best subscribers and supporters on YouTube. So if nothing else, you could always take the questions and just, do a
for sure. People are saying there's a little bit of an echo on my end. I don't know whose end that's on. They said there's a slight echo. And I actually hear it too. But but what was I gonna say? The other thing was Dave Gettleman's now at the training camp at the facility. I saw that along with some of the upper management, but the coaches and players will not be there for a few weeks. I do hear the echo. Yeah, I don't know why there is one.
I don't either. I don't know. I don't hear the echo on my end, so I'm not positive what's going on there.
Let me unplug this.
StreamYard. I don't know.
Let's try it now.
Maybe
testing.
I don't know. We don't usually get an echo on here, so
I still hear it. I don't know why. What's up, Jared? What are you popping in the stream?
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on either. What's going on, Jared? Scott, even though this is a football show, my thoughts on MLB is that I was talking to Chris about this before the stream. If they can't play the season because millionaires are fighting with billionaires, with what's going on in the country right now, MLB is in trouble. Like Chris said, this is the perfect time for them to gain some traction because there's no other sports until July 31st of basketball, and they'd have a good chance. ENA, we got time. Thank you for the super chat. Brother Brilly, one of our best right there. Chris, great supporter of both of our channels. He says, my bad, I haven't been in the streams lately. Have a lot going on, but glad to be back and see my favorite Friday night show, man. We appreciate that. ENA, we got time. And that's the same thing. I mean, I've been really busy lately as well. Hot Nichols, thank you for the super chat. Brother Brilly, my man. He says, what's up, my friends? Who has the most sacks end of the season? And RIP to George Floyd and to many others. Black lives matter. I'll say all lives matter. And as far as who is going to have the most sacks at the end of the season, I went out on a limb. Kyler Fackrell going to play that Marcus Golden role and lead the team in sacks.
I am going to go with O'Shane Ximines. That's who I've been saying for a couple of weeks. That's what I'm going to go with. That's what I'm going to go with for sure. But it could be anybody. I think they're going to spread it around like we've said for a few weeks.
Yep. Spread it around. Don't spread it around. Wash your hands, everybody. Make sure you wash your hands. Go, Quan. How can I be the man when you're the man? But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to go with somebody different. I do think O'Shane Ximines has to be
I'm going to try one thing, Baddog, just to try to fix my echo.
Okay.
So just excuse me 1 second.
Yep, no problem. What's up, Giants Alliance? King Andy. What's going on? New York Sports Hub. Simon Z. Trisha K. AV Sports. My boy, Afghanistan. What's going on? It says, thumbs up the stream. I live by Saratoga County, Stan. So Albany's about 20 miles south of me. Kevin Cronin. What's going on? Ari Tedford, Yuri Andelis. What's going on? Alex Sports. Andrew Boyle. Dana Barry. Again, how can I be the man when you the man? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with the echo. I don't hear it on my end. Nick DeWick, what's going on? Thank you for joining the stream. Mikey C. Yeah, Jersey Joey. Double J,
Testing.
what's up?
Testing. I think we're good now. I'm using the other microphone.
That sounds better.
Yeah, I think we might be good now.
All right.
Hopefully my computer doesn't die because when I plug this in, sometimes it drains the battery.
Don't die on me.
But we've got a better microphone now, which is what's most important. I could always switch it back to the crappy one if it starts to die.
Oh.
So there we go. Okay.
We good.
All right. But yeah, go ahead. Basically, this is just going to be a Q&A. We're going to answer your questions tonight. We'll feed off of them because, like we said at the top of the show, there's not a whole lot going on right now, and it's a hard time to be a content creator. Normally, this would be the time, Baddog, where we'd kind of start to do baseball or basketball content for a couple of months and, sprinkle in the football with the OTAs and the mandatory minicamps. But you don't even have that right now. So it's kind of a slow time right now.
Yeah, right now I'd be in the middle of doing the almost the NBA Finals at this point, and we're right in the middle of baseball season. So I'd be having a lot of Yankee content on the page. Like you said, you sprinkle in Giants news as you hear about it, because again, it'd be like the end of June where you'd have the OTAs and you'd have a lot more news. It's just with everything that's going on right now, there isn't much to talk about, unfortunately. But again, I'm just glad to hear that they do plan on starting training camp on time. Everything seems to be going according to plan. So that's good. And obviously, I think last year, Chris, at this point, we might have even been taking a break from this show, but we didn't want to do it this year. We wanted to keep up this show for you guys and come on every week. And like I said, if nothing else, just take some questions from you guys if you had them in the chat or whatever. But it's just not much to talk about.
Yeah, it's just that there's no other sport, so we figured keep going live and keep giving you guys something, if nothing, just a hangout. Did you guys lose power yesterday on Wednesday from the storms? No, I live on Long Island. I heard that Jersey got hit hard. I had a rainstorm, but nothing severe. But I did hear that people in Jersey did get hit pretty hard. But no, I was good.
Yeah, well, I live upstate, and I think we stormed here for a little bit, and that was it. Nothing happened. Marjorie Simmons. What's going on? Loud Superset, Rudy T, Brandon Rogers, Q-Dog in the house. Jersey Life, Daniel's son, a.k.a. the Karate Kid. I was told I looked like him when I was younger. I used to get that all the time. I looked like Ralph Macchio. I used to get it all the time.
All right. Jury's got a Giants question. Which undrafted free agent acquisition from the defensive side will make the team? We've talked about this. I don't even remember all the names for the guys on the defensive side. I know that they've got that.
Batiku is the only one.
Yeah, that was who I was thinking. But there was another defensive end too from I can't remember. But yeah, Batiku was the guy I was going to say too. He was the guy with the most upside, the defensive end.
Yeah, I mean, most of the guys are wide receivers. And Javon Leak, those.
Lelos, that was the other guy. Yeah, Lelos. That's the guy for the other defensive end.
Yeah, they didn't. I mean, they pretty much drafted heavy defense, except for defensive ends. They drafted a lot of linebackers in the secondary. Dire Giants fan, there's definitely one of our best. Brilly, my good man. Thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. He says, what up, guys? My favorite show on YouTube. Mine too. Question, do you guys feel that Leo Williams, Dexter Lawrence are being overlooked? I think Leonard Williams could definitely be being overlooked for the simple fact that, we tagged them. Guys didn't like the trade. I mean, Chris and I weren't agree that wasn't really a good trade for the Giants. They did tag him. I don't know if that was for Dave Gettleman saving face, if they want to give him an extension or not. I think he's being overlooked. I do think that people think Dexter Lawrence will have a big year. He was one of the PFF's highest graded rookie defenders last year. So I don't know if Dexter Lawrence will be overlooked, but I do think people are overlooking Leonard Williams. So I think he'd have a big impact on this team. He had a big impact on it last year. Just didn't really show up because we didn't win any games.
Yeah, Leonard Williams to me is one of the X factors on this defense this year. I do believe that, and I think both those guys might be being slightly overlooked. But Leonard Williams to me is probably one of the bigger X factors on this defense. It's him and it's the second corner. But I could see Leo Williams having a really good year in this defense because of his versatility. I think he could play both in the 3-4, the 4-3. You can move him around. And he's a guy with a lot of talent. And with proper coaching, maybe they could get a lot out of him. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of Leo Williams this year.
Yeah, definitely. Greg Simaluka, Brilly, thank you so much for the super chat, man. He says, I need to donate on a channel that can pronounce my name right. Keep it up, guys. Well, I'm Italian. I get it, Greg. I got you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, buddy. And Jersey Joey, that sounds like another Italian guy.
Yeah.
Really, we always got a lot of Italians in here.
We do.
It's like a family. You know what I mean? Jersey Joey, Brilly. He says, sup, fellas, stay safe. Judge says the best player plays. So who plays the slot? To me, that's Shepard, not Tate. So what happens to him? Thoughts on wide receiver? Yeah, I agree. I think Sterling Shepard's better suited to play the slot. But as we talk about all the time, I think that Joe Judge has talked about versatility. I think he's going to have all these guys play the slot at some point or another. I mean, you might even see Darius Slayton line up in the slot. You even may see Evan Ingram line up in the slot, and a couple of things, maybe Saquon Barkley. Who knows? It'll be interesting to see what they do. But I agree. I think Shepard would be a better serve slot receiver, and Tate would be better on the outside, in my opinion.
Yeah. Like you said, I think they're going to mix and match. Neither one of them, to me, is a boundary wide receiver, at least full time. I think both of them work best in the middle. So that's why I think one of these undrafted free agents actually has a chance to maybe carve out a role with this team. I don't think they're going to start, but maybe Benjamin Victor could get an opportunity to not only make this team, but have at least a moderate role, because neither one of those guys to me is an every down guy on the outside.
Right. They're not slam dunks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's for sure. That's for sure. Nick Scarrato, Brilly. Thank you so much for the super chat. He says, what are your thoughts on these New York Giants nicknames? The Manhattan Project for offense. I like that.
That is pretty good.
And Wall Street for defense. I like that too.
It's pretty good.
I like that.
It's pretty good. Somebody
gave,
what was it? Area 51. Somebody gave one time. I can't remember who it was for.
Yeah, that's not bad either. If those numbers added up to 51, they would have been all set. They add up to 50.
Yeah.
Area 50. The only thing about the Manhattan Project is they're not from Manhattan. I don't know. But still, it works. It's not like they're from Queens. It's not like it's a Queens, because that's Jets territory and Mets territory.
This is true.
So yeah, I don't know, but they'll come up with a good. You know what though? I'll say this, Nick. Giants got to earn a nickname. Yes, we like the players going forward, but they need to earn something. They need.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. And what do we had a question here? Who is your favorite Giants player on special teams this year? I'll go with Nate Ebner or Cody Core. I liked Cody Core a lot last year.
Yeah, I'm going to go with, and I hope he stays healthy, and that's Corey Coleman. I think he could be a really big kick returner from us. Anik Fillmore, all the way from New Zealand. What's going on, Anik? Laker Dog will be back July 31st. That's set in stone. They did it. NBA is coming back July 31st. Laker Dog is going to make his return in the middle of the summer.
And I see Simon says he likes the film reviews. Yeah, I'm going to be doing more of those, Simon. There's no content. I'm going to try to do that, even though I try my best with those. But, yeah, a lot of people like that. I'm going to be probably going to do Ryan Conley next. That's probably what I'm going to do next, Simon.
Matthew Rusinak, Brilly, or is it Rusinak? Thank you for the super chat, Matthew. I really appreciate it. Says, do you think the Giants will have to decide between Dalvin and Leonard? Who would you guys take if you could pick one? Chris, I'll let you start since I answered the other ones.
That's a tough question.
That's why I gave it to you first.
to me, it comes down to price. It comes down to, if they're both equal money, I actually think I would lean Leonard Williams. And I love Dalvin Tomlinson, but I think Leonard Williams fits this defense better. Dalvin Tomlinson to me is pretty much strictly a nose tackle. So if it was the same amount of money, I actually would lean Leonard Williams. I know a lot of Giants fans would say Dalvin Tomlinson because he's an original Giant, and a lot of Giants fans do not like Leonard Williams because we traded for him. But if you asked me pound for pound on the same contract, I would actually lean Leo Williams.
I agree with you. You don't have to. I mean, it's not Leonard Williams' fault that he got traded, that we traded for him. And I mean, the guy was a 6th overall pick for a reason. And like I said, sometimes I say this all the time, stats can be skewed. Stats don't always tell the whole story. I mean, if you watched Leonard Williams play last year, he made a big impact on that run defense for the Giants. And it's not like Dalvin Tomlinson gets a bunch of sacks. Now, Tomlinson played really well last year too. But I tend to agree with Chris. I mean, I think I would lean. It's not like Leonard Williams is a slam dunk either. But I think what happens here, Matthew, is whichever one of these guys has the better year, I think that's who they're going to lean towards. And that maybe that's why they did only franchise Leonard Williams, so that they each were, they're each free agents next year. You pick the one that had the better season. And maybe they're both playing for a contract. Well, they are, but maybe, you know what I'm saying, just not with the Giants. They're both playing for contracts elsewhere. But time will tell. We got time. Thanks for the super chat, my man. Brilly, brother. He says, everybody's healthy. Who leads the team in receiving touchdowns? I went dark horse with Sterling Shepard.
Yeah, I've said it's either Slayton or Ingram for me if everybody stays healthy. If Ingram plays 16 games, though, I think he's going to have a monster year. So, but I just don't know if Ingram could play 16 games, but Ingram's going to have over 1,000 yards if he plays 16 games this year. I do believe that. He's going to have a big year, at least 8 touchdowns.
Benjamin Wynn, my man, thank you so much for the super chat. Brother Brilly, he says, I appreciate the shirt and hat, Baddog. It's my pleasure, buddy. You don't need to thank me for that. He says, it's a great gesture on your end. And my man, Laker Dog coming back soon. Chris can finally see his Lakers win 17th chip, and he doesn't like the Celtics.
I don't like either one of those teams, but if I had to pick one, I'd pick the Lakers over the Celtics.
That's because they're West Coast type of thing. Stan Albert, thank you for the super chat, my man. Brilly, brother. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for all the love, man. I really do. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. He says, do you think some fans will be alienated by Saquon's recent acts of leadership? In my opinion, I hope not, but everyone has different views. Actually, I didn't see what Saquon said, Stan, so I'm not.
I did. Yeah, I can speak on that. I saw what he said. Yeah, Saquon posted a video on Twitter, and it's basically him and probably like 9 or 10 other players just basically trying to bring awareness to the Black Lives Matter movement about police brutality. I don't see anything wrong with it. Some people get too political when it comes to sports. I think Saquon Barkley is standing up for something he believes in. He's not doing anything wrong. This would be the time to bring attention to it. So I got nothing wrong with anything Saquon Barkley did. If people have a problem with that, then that's their problem. That's the way I look at it. Saquon Barkley's standing up for something he believes in. Yeah.
I mean, I've said this before, and again, I don't touch on it often because, I don't like to mix politics and sports. I'm a sports channel, not a political channel. But again, if you feel like you want to say something to speak your mind, to protest, as long as it's peaceful, as long as you're not crossing the line, you're not destroying property, you're not putting people's lives in danger. It doesn't matter to me how people. I mean, everybody has their opinion on something, so if they want to speak about their opinion, speak freely about it. I don't think that'll hurt his leadership. To be honest with you.
Yeah. No. If anything, I think he'd be more respected in the locker room.
Yeah. MH says, Baddog and Tainah, can you guys swap hats for a day? I got to be honest, MH. I can tell you this. I don't know how big Chris's head is. My hat's not fitting him. I've got the smallest adult size fitted hat they make is what fits my head. And when I shave my head, which I do a lot, it still don't even fit. So I'm a 6 7/8. That's not fitting many.
Yeah, I think I'm 7 3/8 or 7 something. I'm a little under 7.5.
That would actually be funny if we swapped hats. Then this one will be on the top of your head, yours will be below my ears. That would be good. What's going on there, Nitesh Malhotra? What's going on? Meat. Actually, his name is pronounced Meta. I found that out because
Meta. I always call him Meat too.
So did I. He was kind enough. I'll show a couple of these. He sent me a bunch of patches, which is awesome. I don't have his business card down here. I plugged it my thing. This was my favorite one he gave me. I'm not yelling. I'm Italian. That is correct, sir. People always think I'm yelling. I'm just Italian. That's how we talk.
I am going to switch the mic because I don't want this thing to die on me. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Hopefully it doesn't have.
All right, just we need Baddog without the hat. No, we don't even need my. Everyone's obsessed with me taking my hat off. I don't know why. I've taken it off before. It's not really a big deal. Dark horse sleeper in each conference. For me, Brandon, in the NFC, it's the Cardinals. I know Chris likes the Bears. And then AFC, That's tough. I'm trying to think. In the AFC, who could be a dark horse? Because I pretty much think that conference is set in stone. I mean, could the Patriots be a dark horse? They predicted to do anything? I don't know. Chris, you there? I don't hear you. I'm not hearing Chris.
Now you should be able to hear me.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Yeah, you said the Patriots, and actually, I think that's a good one because I do think they qualify as a sleeper. I think a lot of people at this point are saying they're done. They're out of it. There's no way they're making the playoffs. Yeah, I do think that qualifies, and they might be my sleeper in the AFC. I'm trying to think of another team I might have. The Broncos are another one I've said, but I still question their offensive line. They had a bad offensive line last year, and they didn't improve it. So, yeah, I actually like the Patriots as a sleeper. I think that's a good pick in the AFC.
Never count them out. Giants Alliance, what's going on, my man? He says, do you think the Jets will make the playoffs? No. Nope.
Yeah, I think they got a chance, but the Patriots would have to completely fall off, and I don't think that's going to happen. So, no, I think the Jets play a tough schedule. I think they're a decent team, but 7 wins. I don't think they're a playoff team.
Another dark horse, perhaps, in the AFC is Miami.
They spent a lot of money. You know, it's going to come down to Tua. Yeah.
If Tua's healthy, they got a chance. Hey, I said if Tua's healthy, they're going to finish ahead of the Jets.
They could if Tua's healthy.
Well, we'll see. They got a lot of draft picks. I mean, they traded their guys away, which reminds me, a lot of guys have said to me, who do you think Xavier McKinney reminds you a lot? And Minkah Fitzpatrick's a good one. Like that comparison to me is a good one.
That's a very good one.
I think he could be as good as Minkah Fitzpatrick.
That'd be nice. Minkah Fitzpatrick's pretty good.
How do you spell Jets? Says Sajid Syed.
What?
He says, how do you spell Jets? I don't know. There was a joke in there someplace. D Coop, what's going on, my man? How you doing? Chris Leone's in the house. Do I think the Colts are dark horse? No, I think the Colts are favorites. I don't think that they're a dark horse at all. I think
if they qualify as a dark horse, they're my pick because I like them a lot.
Yeah. That exactly, Jersey Joe. He says, how about the Colts? I think the Colts had a good draft. I mean, they got Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman to go with Phillip Rivers and a great O-line. They're probably going to win that division.
Yeah, they're my pick in the South. I know a lot of people may be going with the Titans, but I think I'm picking the Colts this year in the South.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely agree. Luann says, I think the Jets will win the division. That's a bold prediction. I just don't think they're a complete enough team to win the division. They have no wide receivers. I know that they went out and they got Denzel Mims, but I'm telling you, man, Big 12 wide receivers don't usually produce in the NFL unless you have a ridiculous skill set like CeeDee Lamb because they play such a weak conference. They don't play against any good corners in that conference. So I'm always worried about it. I mean, Josh Doxson failed. I'm trying to think of the other guy. Corey Coleman just can't stay healthy, but he's another guy at a Baylor. They just usually fail. Ryan Broyles was another one. He was great at Oklahoma. He below average for the Lions. They usually don't succeed.
Yeah, I got to go with the Bills in the AFC East, and if not them, the Patriots. But I got to go with the Bills. The Bills were a playoff team last year. They only improved. They brought in some impact players in free agency. They made the trade. Their two biggest weaknesses to me were they needed an edge rusher. They drafted Epinesa. They also added Mario Addison, and they already had a great defense to begin with. But then they had those two players, and then they had Stephon Diggs to a pretty competent receiving core to begin with. And they added a running back. I can't remember who, but they added a good running back in the draft too. I like the Bills a lot. I think the Bills are going to run away with that division.
Yeah, I don't know about running away with it because, like I said, I never count the Patriots out. But yeah, they're my pick to win that division as well. L.A. Lou, Brilly, man, thank you so much for the super chat. Laker Dog coming back July 31st. L.A. Lou, can't wait to get him back. Everyone's like, who's the guest going to be? You all know it's going to be Ivana Alawi. I mean, why wouldn't she be the guest to start? He says, I just got in. Looking forward to hanging with the awesome twins. Enjoy your upcoming time off, Baddog. Saquon stepping up in a leadership role is needed now that Eli has retired. The Giants are trending up. I hope you're right. And let me say this, LO. I'm not going to be going for that long. It's not like I'm going away for 3 weeks or something. Taking the weekend off. Taking a week off. Not a lot to talk about on YouTube. I spend every day on YouTube, whether I'm watching videos, live streaming, watching someone's live streaming myself. I just need a break. There's not much going on right now. I just need like a couple days away from it. I'll be live Monday night on Butcher Block and Patriots Talk with the Up Tainah. We'll be live on Bobby's channel together. So I'll be back Monday night, and then next week we'll get back at it. But yeah, I just need a couple. You just need to clear your head. It's a little YouTube vacation.
Yeah. Sometimes you need a couple days off.
Yeah, just a couple days.
Yeah, just like any job. I saw Johnny T post this a couple times. I think it's over-under statistics. He says the guys on Big Blue Kickoff Live set the over-unders on Daniel Jones today. 61% completion, 29.5 passing touchdowns, 39.50 passing yards. Your thoughts? Go ahead.
I'm going to go over the 61%, over the 29.5 passing touchdowns. But I'm going to go under 39.50, not by much, but under like 3,800, I'll say. But I think I said like 3,800 yards and about 31 touchdowns. I think he'll have about 63, 64% for his completion percentage.
I think all those numbers are going to be pretty close to what I think he's going to do. The 61, I think he'll be right around there just because I think he's going to be taking more shots down the field. I think he was 61.4 or something like that last year. Yeah. So I think that's right around where he's going to be. I think 60 to 62. The touchdowns, I think these are good numbers. I think the touchdowns are going to be between 28 and 31 or 32. Yeah. And the yards is going to be right around 4,000. I think they're all really good numbers. I think I could see him being anywhere between 60 and 62, 62 and a half in the completion. I'll go slightly over on the completion because I'm a Giants fan. I'll go slightly over on the touchdowns, and I'll go slightly over in the yards. But I could see it being those are all very close to where I think it'll be. All three of those numbers.
Yeah. Oh, that's why they have over under. I think your over-unders are usually pretty close projections of where they're going to be, and that's what makes it difficult. But I think last year Jones had a lot of drop passes. I'm hoping that those are not dropped this year. Our receiving core is healthy, and he does step up the I also think you're going to see a lot more safe passes like they did in Dallas. I mean, Dak does a lot of underneath stuff, and that also nullifies the pass rush when you're 3-step drop, bang, get it out of your hands. Where did Dire Giants questions go? I just saw it. Barkley predictions. Saquon Barkley predictions.
Barkley, he's going to lead the league in yards, scrimmage yards. I think he's going to have between 2,100 and 2,300 scrimmage yards. I think he's going to have a monster year if he stays healthy. Yeah, he's going to have an MVP-like season from the running back position, at least 13, 14 touchdowns, and I'll go with 2,200 scrimmage yards. He's going to have a big year.
I like it. Because last year, I mean, he was hurt. Yeah. And then he missed some time, and then he came back and he wasn't healthy for 4 games. He still ended up over 1,000 yards rushing. So, yeah, I mean, with an improved offensive line, a different coaching staff, I think that Barkley could rush for about 1,500 yards and have another 600-700 in the air and lead the league in scrimmage yards like he did his rookie season. I could definitely see that happening. And again, maybe he gets, between 15 and 18 total touchdowns this year. He's going to be a big part of the offense. I have no doubt. This is why they beefed up the offensive line in the draft, and I think you're going to ride Saquon Barkley. You drafted a guy second overall for a reason. I say that every time we didn't run him. You drafted second overall, use the guy. I think you're going to see him used a lot this year. Over under fumbles for over under 7 fumbles for Daniel Jones.
I want to say under, but he fumbled 19 times or 18 times, I think it was. My heart says under. My brain says probably slightly over. He fumbled 18 times in 12 games last year. I know he's working on it. I know they improved the offensive line. I do think he's going to be no higher than 10 or 11. I think he's going to make a dramatic improvement in that area. But I don't know if it'll be under 9 if he plays all 16 games. But I think it'll be close to that number.
Yeah. I agree. Benjamin, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly. Yeah, Benjamin Wynn turned 21 on Monday. I actually had a beer with him and Gangrene David. I had one for each of them on Wednesday night since they both turned 21, and I had to do it, virtually. Since you can't do it in person, but he says, now that I can legally drink, I'm having Dos Equis. That's a good beer. And unfortunately, the supermarket next to my house doesn't carry it anymore. So I got to go somewhere else to get my Dos Equis, but that's a good beer.
That's a great beer.
He's a smart young guy. We're just learning to drink. He's drinking Corona, or he's drinking Heinekens. He's drinking Dos Equis. He gets it.
That's a great beer. It's one of my favorite beers, Dos Equis.
Definitely a good one. Really indeed, diehard Giants fan.
Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers, Alex Israel asks.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, it's got to be Aaron Rodgers. They're both Hall of Fame quarterbacks, but Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Which Giant do you think has a good chance of winning an award at the honors program? Barkley.
What was the question?
Which Giant do you think has a good chance at winning an award at the honors program?
I don't even know what that means.
I don't either. But you just go with Barkley because he's the best player on the team.
I think Barkley's got the best chance to win an award this year. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Most underrated coach in Giants history. I mean, does Coughlin qualify as underrated? I don't think he's underrated. Parcells obviously isn't underrated.
Jim Fossil was pretty underrated as head coach.
Yeah.
We went to a Super Bowl. We made the playoffs in 97. We made the playoffs in 2002. He had some bad years in there, but I think Fossil won us an NFC championship game that he's never talked about. And he predicted it. He said they're going to the playoffs. They were like 7-4 or something that year. He said, we're going to the playoffs. And they didn't lose a game to the World Series, to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'd go with Fossil. I agree with you. I mean, since I've been watching the team, it's really been Fossil. I saw the tail end of, Reeves and all that, but Fossil for the most part. And then, the two bums we had before our current coach, and then obviously Coughlin before that. So I'd have to go with Fossil because I just don't think Coughlin's underrated.
Yeah, I mean, Dan Reeves had one good year here, and then he fell off every year after that until they brought Fossil in here in 97. So, Dan Reeves was good his first year in 93, and then they just fell off. Sonny Ann, thank you for the super chat, my man. Brilliant. 0-4 start. Play all young guys. I think we have a bunch of young guys anyway. And I think that they're going to see, you're going to see Andrew Thomas play Sonny. You're going to see Xavier McKinney. They're going to start from day one. I don't think they would put him in at 0-4. I mean, I think you want guys like Parrott to develop. I think you want to stick them in there too soon. But I think we're going to play young guys all year. We are a very young team. So I think our first two draft picks definitely start every game if they're healthy.
Yeah, the only young guys that wouldn't be playing from the day one, I even think Darnay Holmes is going to play a lot day one. The only guys of significance that'll be young that may not be playing day one are the offensive linemen Pert and Lemieux. And even if you were 0-4, if they're ready, great. But if they're not ready, I wouldn't put them in because you still want Daniel Jones to develop and you want to make sure he has a sound offensive line. So, no, I would not, unless they're ready and you think that they're an improvement over what you got out there. I would not just throw them out there to get experience just 4 weeks into the season on that offensive line. But outside of that, I mean, what young guys are you talking about? Like you said, our defense is all second and third year players and rookies for the most part, outside of a couple of free agents we brought in. So I think the young guys are playing already for the most part, like you said. Yeah.
Afghanistan says my favorite underrated coach in NFL history is Rich Kotite. Rich Kotite was awesome. Did a great job for the Eagles. I wish they'd bring him back. Ryan says, who leads a team in catches and receiving yards? I said
I'm gonna go. I'll go catches. Catches. I'll go Golden Tate, and receiving yards. I will go Darius Slayton because I think Ingram's going to get hurt.
Yeah. My hot take or bold take was that Sterling Shepard will lead them both if he's healthy. David Searby says, is Thomas starting left tackle? I believe he will be. Yes. Jesse Bryan, what's going on? How can I be the man when you're the man? What do you guys expect? What record do you guys expect this year? Says Luis Verbeet. 6-10, 7-9, ceiling 9-7.
Yeah, I think you hit it on the head. 6 or 7 wins. That's what I'm expecting going in. What's going on in New York for life? What's going on in Harrison Jolly? Are you guys going to go to any games this year if they allow fans? DJ, I think it depends on the if they allow full capacity. If they're only allowing 10, 20,000 people, probably not. But if it's full capacity and everything's back to normal, yeah, I plan on going to a game or two. So yes, if it's normal.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Hopefully that Cleveland game. That's the one we were kind of targeting. So Nick DeWick says, how many members do we have? 95. 95.
There you go.
Thank you, Rob Pro Brem. Appreciate that. This is Chris and Baddog. You guys are awesome. more over under from BBKL. Barkley, 1,450 rushing yards, 66.5 receptions, 600 receiving yards, 14.5 total touchdowns. Over rushing yards, under receptions, and receiving yards, probably right on the money. And I'm going to go over 14.5 total touchdowns.
Yeah, those are tough numbers. I'm actually going to go slightly over on the receptions due to some injuries. I think maybe he gets a little more work in the passing game. I'll go about 70 to 75 receptions. I will go slightly over on the rushing. I think they rush a lot. I think he gets about 1,550 to 1,600 actually. Receiving, I'll go, like you said, that's right on the money. I think he's going to be right around 600. And touchdowns, that's a perfect number because I got him right around 14. I'll go slightly under. I'll say 14 touchdowns.
J1 has a good question. He says, why did McAdoo and Shermer fail? Was it because they were terrible coaches or because of the situations around them? I think it's a little bit of both. I think for me, McAdoo failed because he was a bad leader of men and the players didn't respect him at all. And he lost the locker room fast. That's a big reason he failed, in my opinion, because he actually had talent there. Now, in 2017, again, he lost the team, but there was a ton of injuries that year to the Giants. Shermer, in my opinion, just a bad coach. I mean, that was most of it. You go back and look at some of his play calls, the way he used his timeouts, not running Saquon Barkley. I always go back to that Atlanta game in 2018 when he rushed Eli Manning twice from the 1 yard line and didn't hand it to Saquon Barkley. It made no sense.
Yeah. I mean, McAdoo lost his job as far as I'm concerned because he was a smartass. And he was trying to prove a point. I think by starting Geno Smith, there was no reason for it, but he was trying to make an example of probably the Giants because at the end of the day, they were probably telling him you can't bench Eli Manning, and he said, I'm going to do it for Geno Smith. That was a horrible decision. That's why he lost his job. That's why he hasn't been back in the league since. Do I think he was a great coach? No, he lost the locker room, like you said. That was a complete mess that year, and he was not a good coach. As far as Pat Shermer goes, Pat Shermer was not a good head coach either. I always try to be as fair as I can. I think Pat Shermer was set up for failure from the start. They got rid of everybody. They were in complete rebuild mode. They forced on an old quarterback. The time frame never made sense. Shermer was never going to succeed here no matter what, but he was a bad head coach. So that's my take on both of them.
Yeah. What's going on, David Canizal? What's going on, Brian Stepnowski? PR52's in the house. Malik Savage, what's going on? Marlon Jackson, Eighth Word is in the house. Where you hiding? What's going on? Svee's in the house. Thank you guys for being here. Malik says, do you think Dion Lewis will ball out? I actually think Javon Leake's going to end up being the backup by the end of the year.
Yeah, I meant head coach Simon Z. I know he's the quarterback coach for the Jaguars this year. What was the question?
He said, will Dion Lewis ball out this year? I said, I think Leake's going to be the backup by the end of the year.
I mean, I don't think anybody's going to ball out, Baddog, to be honest with you, other than Saquon Barkley. The Giants have not really shown a willingness to really establish, and maybe that'll be different with Judge, who's coming over from the Patriots. They have a motto, they have a reputation for really splitting carries. They're not going to do that Barkley, but maybe they get a little more work. I don't really think any of the backup running backs are going to bowl out. Lewis will bring a nice veteran presence. Maybe he'll have a couple of nice games here and there, but I don't think any of those backup running backs will have a consistent role.
Yeah. David Canizal says, what's up, you freaking Goombas? I missed you all. I missed you too.
What's up, David?
Yeah. McAdoo failed due to being a less than stellar head coach and dealing with zero running game, bad O-line, 3 hurt wide receivers, and expensive defense. Yeah, that was the problem with Matt. Like I said, McAdoo just wasn't a good coach. And then, of course, everything fell apart for him in 2017. Sports expert, thank you for the super sticker, my man. Brilliant. Thanks, Dire Giants fan. This is much easier. Whee!
Neither one of them, either one of those coaches, the biggest problem with both those coaches, I think, they couldn't control the locker room. Neither one of them. The team didn't respect either one of those coaches. That was the biggest problem for both Shermer and McAdoo. They weren't head coaches. That was the biggest problem. They were offensive guys. They were coordinators, but didn't make good head coaches.
You talk about that a lot, that coordinators don't always make great head coaches. And Jason Garrett, I mean, he may get another head coaching job in the NFL, but obviously, he's better. He was better as an offensive coordinator in Dallas. And he's our offensive coordinator, which I'm excited about what Jason Garrett's offense is going to bring here. But Rex Ryan was a better defensive coordinator. Buddy Ryan was a better defensive coordinator. Wade Phillips, great defensive coordinator, not a good head coach. Some guy, it takes a special person to lead guys and to earn the respect of the players. Like you walk in a fine line trying to keep your guys in line and not disrespecting them. So some guys just don't have that genetic makeup to do it. That's what I like about Joe Judge. I think Joe Judge does have that, where he's going to have his players respecting him and they're going to work hard for him. You want your players to work hard for you. And I think that Joe Judge is going to bring that here.
I agree. To me, that's what stands out about Joe Judge more so than anything else. I think he's going to command the respect of the locker room, much less to the complete opposite of the previous two head coaches that were here. I think he's going to command the respect of the locker room. I completely agree. And
Jay White has a great question here because he says, I still don't understand why our offense regressed so much from 2014, 15 to 2016. And this is what I've said about that, Jay White. Number one, Eli was getting older and the offensive line was getting worse. Yeah. We drafted Eric Flowers in 2015. That did not work. Okay. But to me, when Coughlin left, Eli was never the same. Eli was never the same guy after Coughlin left. I think that part of Eli's heart, he'd already accomplished everything. He'd won 2 Super Bowl MVPs. He's going to the Hall of Fame at that point. He has nothing left to prove. And not that he's not a competitor. I just feel like he lost a little bit of something when Coughlin left. I never felt like he was the same player.
Yeah, it's a great. You've brought that up in the past, and that makes a lot of sense. Because that was kind of the year he fell off. He actually had 2 really good statistical years in 2014 and 15.
Proved his best ever.
Yeah, and he kind of fell up at 16. But I do think the offensive line, like you said, Flowers was a complete disaster, and it was just kind of progressively getting worse. But yeah, no, you bring up a good point. After Coughlin left, he was not the same quarterback.
I think that had a lot to do, and of course Beckham got hurt in 2017, but that was a big reason for that too. Benjamin Wynn, man, thank you for the super sticker, brother. Brilly, wee! You got your mask on? Okay, I gotta ask this guy's that. Thanks for the super sticker, my man. I really appreciate it. And Cooking with Chef Zay. What's going on, man? Thank you for the super chat, Zay. Brilly, man. I really appreciate it. He says, man, I just want to say seriously, Chris and Baddog, thank you for the videos that you did. It was much needed, and we need those voices to reach people who might not have heard what's going on. Thank you. No, thank you for watching them. And
that's Isaiah, by the way.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, that's Isaiah. He's got a new channel.
Gotcha. Isaiah, yeah. Well, thank you. You're the man. You know that. And by the way, people, I'm just going to say this real quick. Somebody reported my video. That's why I took it down. Just so you know. It's just, it's not like it was bad or anything, but it got demonetized. So I was like, you know what? I'm like, there's obviously it's only going to cause controversy because nobody could agree on anything. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think most of the people that were going to see it saw it anyway. It was up for 3 hours.
Your subscribers saw it.
Right. My subscribers saw it. Exactly. But that's why I took it down. But I appreciate that, Isaiah. And LA Lou, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, do you guys understand the NBA's restart structure? How's it going to work? They're still ironing out details for that. They're going to start July 31st. They're bringing the 16 teams that are in the playoffs already. They are going to play for seeding purposes. Then they're going to bring 6 teams with them that are within like 6 games of the final playoff spot. They've talked about 9 and 8 having a play-in game where number 8 would have a double elimination, number 9 would have a single elimination. They're still ironing out the details. I do know the Knicks are not going to be there. Somebody says to me, Chris, they go, oh, you're just doing whatever you use. Why don't you stream the Knicks? I said, did you watch my video? The Knicks aren't there.
The Knicks are done. They're not playing another game this year.
Right. So, I mean, come on. Dire Giants fan, thank you for the super sticker. Brilly, my man. Whee! And of course, thank you for the shout out to him for the chair. I mean, it's this is the best. My back don't hurt anymore.
Isaiah says it's okay, Bad Dog. It came from the heart. We know that I always knew you were black, just light skin.
I know I'm pretty tan right now, Isaiah. I'm in the sun. I'm getting there. See me in July.
No, I mean
Isaiah's the man. He's the man.
I just feel sometimes you gotta something that big. I felt the need to talk about it, so that's why I talked about it. I didn't mean to offend anybody. I just gave my opinion, right. just like I'm giving my opinion on sports. It's kind of like the Kobe thing. People are like, why'd you make this video? Well, I don't do Lakers. I don't do basketball really, but the Kobe thing was too big not to talk about. It was kind of a day where everybody took the day off and mourned it. So it was a similar situation, nothing going on, and felt the need to give my opinion. That's it.
Yeah. Jay Berman says too damn bad with Flowers. He sucked for us. Didn't seem to find a spot at guard after leaving. Played decent. Yes, he did. And Jay, I'll tell you, I screamed for them to move Eric Flowers. I mean, he played left guard for Washington and he got paid. I screamed for years for them to put him at right guard because he was a guard. He would have been better suited as a guard. They did it with Justin Pugh, who's a terrible right tackle. They moved him to right guard. He played a lot better. He wasn't great there, but he was above average. I think Flowers, they should have tried him there. But Flowers did a lot of bad things, and he wasn't good for the team. He didn't belong here. Some guys can't play in New York.
Yeah, I always wanted him to move to the guard too. You know, people talked about that all the time, but I don't think he was ever going to make it no matter what. He wasn't cut out for New York, like you said. He complained about New York after the fact. He said he wanted out of here. Well, he was with the Giants. He went to Gettleman requesting a trade. I don't think he was meant for New York. Not a lot of players are, and he was one of them. He wasn't meant for New York.
New York. Sorry, Chris. I was reading New York for Life super chat. Brilliant, my man. Thank you for super chat. If you do butt stuff with someone that isn't your wife, girlfriend, is it considered cheating or getting to know your neighbor? Well, what is that? Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife?
Well, what kind of butt stuff are we talking about?
Yeah.
Different kinds of butt stuff.
You could. It sounds a little.
Butt stuff sounds like it's probably infidelity, but it's possible it's not. It's it's a thin line.
I guess the biggest question is, does she sit or stand when she? That's for a nonsense stream, which we might have to do at some point because not much to talk about. Rob Pro Brem, Brilly, thank you so much for the super chat, man. I really appreciate that. He says, do you guys believe all these coaches will get the best out of these guys, or will they flop also? Which will do better, offense or defense? You're the man, Baddog. How can I be the man when you're the man? And Chris, enjoy your videos. Brilly.
Thank you.
I will let you start with that, Chris.
All right, let me read that. Do you guys believe all these coaches will get the best out of these young guys, or will they flop? Also, which will do better, offense or defense? I mean, I can't tell you every coach is going to get the best out of the players. We could hope and pray, but I do think it's a really good coaching staff. We'll see. But I definitely think it's going to be an improved coaching staff. If you look at last year's coaching staff compared to this one, it's night and day. I mean, you've got three former head coaches, I think, on this staff. You've got guys that were all-stars at their universities. Guys like Coach Chaos was one of the best D-line coaches in the country. Burton Burns was a great running back coach. I think we got a lot of talent on this coaching staff. So, yeah, I got a lot of faith in them. Now, we still play a hard schedule, but I do think they're going to get a lot out of these players. In terms of the offense or defense, I have to go with the offense. I think the defense has a lot of talent, but it's still underdeveloped. We were one of the worst defenses in football last year. The offense improved a lot. We improved that offensive line, which should go a long way. And we had a lot of injuries last year. So I got to go with the offense for sure this year. I think the offense has a possibility of being a top 10 offense if everything goes, plays out the way we hope. But, I think both units will be improved, but I'm going with the offense.
I completely agree with you. Shocker. I know. One other thing about the coaching staff that I really like, I mean, our two coordinators and head coach are all Ivy League guys. So they're smart. And one thing that we heard for almost every one of the guys who drafted is how smart they are. He's a smart player. He's smart. He's got this high of a GPA. So Joe Judge has come out and said, we want to be able to teach these guys. And if you're teaching guys that aren't smart, they're going to have a hard time picking it up. You teach guys that are smart, they're going to pick it up like that. So I think that has a lot to do with it. And I'll snap again for Chris because I know, or can you not whistle? Which one was it?
Neither.
Oh, neither. Okay.
Yeah. I can't do either one. I mean, I think the offense is more advanced though.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the defense is extremely young and that secondary is still very young. I mean, you're going to, you got DeAndre Baker. He's a second-year player. I don't know how much Sam Beal's going to play. Darnay Holmes is a rookie. McKinney's a rookie. Peppers is, Bradbury's going to be the leader out there. But, there's a lot of young guys there. And we still don't really have a pass rush yet. And our linebacking core still isn't known as great coverage linebackers. So, yeah, I think the offense is ahead of the defense, definitely.
Yeah, I think the defense is a year away. I think they're one or two pieces away and just more more exposure. I just think these guys are all very young. get more experience. You add one. I think they're like one piece away, really, just a really good edge rusher, but just experience also. There's a lot of young players, so another year under their belt that improves secondary and a supreme edge rusher next year, hopefully in free agency or the draft, and then I think we could have a good defense, but I don't think we're there yet.
Yeah, I agree. Who will be the starting linebackers? Fackrell, Martinez, Conley, Zeminis?
Could be. You could have Carter in there too. It's going to depend on the package. We say it all the time. There's going to be so many different packages. But, yeah, I do think that'll probably be your base package. I would think Conley, Martinez in the middle, and probably an even distribution of the three edge rushers, Carter, Zimenez, and Fackrell.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
By the way, again, we just got 150 people in here, so we appreciate you guys being here. We're 9 likes away from 100. Where's my boy Hakeem? Let's get to 100 likes. Bang that thing. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell in case you haven't noticed tonight. The banner going across, but just in case you haven't noticed that, if you want to sub up the Up Tainah, and you should, if you're not subscribed to him, I don't know what you're waiting for, but the link to his channel is also in the description, but there is a banner going across there, so I'm sure you guys have seen that. Simon Z says, who do you guys think is the favorite to win a center position? I think it's Spencer Pulley, but I've also come out and said Shane Lemieux will be starter day one. So I've had a lot of hot takes this offseason.
Yeah, I was talking to, actually he's in here. I was talking to Giants Alliance today on his channel, and I went on there for a little bit, and we were talking about the center position. And if it's not Pulley, I do think it makes a lot more sense for it, hopefully, to be Lemieux, for the simple reason that Gates is much more versatile. So I think he carries a lot more value off the bench because he could step in if a tackle goes down. He could step in at either guard position. He could play all 5 spots. So I think Gates has more value off the bench than starting at the center position. So
yeah,
I'm hoping for Lemieux, if not Pulley.
I agree. I just saw something I wanted to read. Where'd it go? Well, Baddog, I love when you and Chris do live shows. Much better than that pigeon fan you had. Oh, you don't. Matthew must not have liked Philly 500. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Giants Alliance has a great channel as well, guys. If you haven't subbed up to Giants Alliance, do yourself a favor. He writes for G-Man HQ. He's been on both of our channels. Does a great job. This is one of my favorite live streams I did was working with him, and I didn't think I thought he'd be on for like a half an hour. He was with me the whole 2.5 hours. It was awesome. So definitely check him out if you guys get a chance. And I know he's been on Chris's channel a couple of times. So does a really good job over there. Nick Young, thanks for the super chat, brother. Brilly, my guy says, do you guys think DeAndre Baker will be suspended even if he's found innocent? That was half of my video. Well, actually, that was 70% of the video that I did the other day that I ended up having to take down. But great question. The only thing I'll say is Zeke Elliott got suspended. He was found innocent, but he also had a track record of the bar fight thing. He was there, ran a stoplight and hit somebody, pulled up a girl's shirt. So he's had a lot of off-the-field distractions. DeAndre Baker doesn't have that. But it's a great question. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I honestly don't know either. I think with the NFL, it could go either way. But I would lean no, but it's definitely possible. I think it's definitely possible he could be, even if he's found innocent, because the league could say, well, you shouldn't have been at a party during a pandemic. They could come up with a way to give him some kind of punishment. Hopefully it's not the case. Hopefully he gets his head on straight if he's innocent, and he's starting day one for the Giants because we're going to need him. One of the most important players on this year's defense.
I completely agree. Blue Collar. That's a great name, by the way. Brilly says, what up, boys? Do you think Snyder holds Ron Rivera's future in Haskins' hands? And I think Darnay Holmes will be the stud of the draft. A lot of people are high on Darnay Holmes. When you get a ringing endorsement from Woodson and Deion Sanders, I'm really excited about Darnay Holmes now. Really excited about Darnay Holmes. And the thing with Snyder and Ron Rivera, it's a great question because Dwayne Haskins isn't as talented as Cam Newton. He's not. No. He's not. And Cam Newton had 1 year where he threw for more than 24 touchdowns in his entire career. It was a year that he won the MVP in 2015. That was it. Never threw more than 24 touchdowns any other year except for that year he threw for 35. And he never threw for over 4,000 yards except for his rookie season. He's never done. His numbers aren't good. Cam Newton's big thing was his ability to run and his athleticism. Haskins doesn't have that. So I don't see how Ron Rivera makes Dwayne Haskins any better. But I don't know if that's going to be the thing with Ron Rivera. It's a great question.
I'm going to tell you what, in my opinion, Blue Collar, if Dwayne Haskins does not have significant improvement this year, which I personally don't think he will, I don't think that they gave him the pieces necessary for him to take that jump. I still hate his supporting cast. And I still think he's underdeveloped. I think he's a raw prospect with a lot of talent. He's got arm strength, but I don't think he was ready when he entered the league. And now you don't have a good cast for him year two. He's learning a new system with Rivera. I don't like it. And I do think Rivera will move on after this year because at the end of the day, Rivera's life rests in the quarterback's hands. And he's going to look at that situation. He's going to say, we've got a really good defense or an emerging defense with the pass rushers, everything else. And we got to improve this offensive line. If we could get a stable quarterback here, we're going to win football games. And if he doesn't think Haskins is that guy, he ain't going to be the quarterback in 2021. So it's a put up or shut up year for Haskins. I really believe that, even though that may not be fair for a young quarterback. And as far as Darnay Holmes goes, I think Darnay Holmes he might be my favorite pick of this year's draft in terms of value. Everything I hear about the guy, he has everything that you want. He's athletic. He ran a 4.48. He's incredibly intelligent. He graduated from one of the best universities in the country in 2.5 years. It seems like a great guy off the field. He's a chess guy. He talks about how he uses chess to better make himself smarter. I don't know. Hard worker. Seems like a down-to-earth guy, really smart guy. And I think he's going to be a guy that comes in here and really does make an impact for the New York Giants. I'm a big fan of Darnay Holmes.
Yeah, so that Soprano Coast, that answers your question. You said, Baddog, what is our best value pick from the draft? And do you think that player could do well this year? It'd be Darnay Holmes. And yes, he could. Rob Pro Brem, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it so much, man. Brilly. Will we draft an elite pass rusher or tank for Trevor Lawrence? And do you think Baker is innocent? Cheers to you guys. Whee! We're not tanking. I can tell you that. The only reason I did the video on Trevor Lawrence is just a hypothetical scenario that if we're picking number one, Gettleman's not here, and that new GM might want to go with a different quarterback. It's the only reason I even made the video. We're not going to be 2-14. We're gonna be 6-10, 7-9, maybe 9-7. You know, I have us losing both games to Philadelphia and Dallas. We could split with them, and I have us losing to Arizona, and we can beat them. So we could definitely be 9-7. But I'm just kind of residing on the side of caution with how anxious I want to be, how excited I want to be for the Giants. Because I'm excited every year, and every year it seems like they kind of let me down a little bit.
Yeah.
But I do think Baker's innocent.
As far as the Trevor Lawrence thing goes, anything's possible. I mean, maybe the Giants the only way we're drafting Trevor Lawrence, Daniel Jones has to completely bomb this year, and I don't think it's happening. I think Daniel Jones is a hard worker. I don't know how many games we're going to win, but I don't think Daniel Jones is going to play poor. He might get off to a slow start because of the new offense, and they're playing some tough defenses early. And if they move on from Gettleman, I really do believe it's going to be from somebody in-house. I don't think they're going to bring in a guy with a completely new philosophy 2 years into a rebuild. I just don't think they're going to. So Daniel Jones is our quarterback, guys.
Yep.
I think we're going to have at least 2 more years after this year of Daniel Jones, bare minimum, and we're hoping we have another 10 years. But
yes,
get Trevor Lawrence out of your head.
Yeah,
get Trevor Lawrence out of your
head. Like I said, that was just a hypothetical thing, and the only reason that I mentioned that is because if we were picking one, Gettleman ain't here.
Yeah,
that's the only reason. That's the only reason, because Gettleman's not drafting another quarterback. Benjamin, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly says, "All right, fellas, I'm heading out early tonight. Have a great weekend, you too, and stay away from the strip clubs. You all don't want gonorrhea. Just ask Charlie Sheen. Well, you can go to a strip club. You're not going to catch that unless you do something. Don't get it from sitting on chairs.
Don't eat at a strip club.
No, God, eat before you get there, without a doubt. My man Mark Edelman's in the house. What's going on, Mark? How you doing, buddy? He says, "What up, boys? Dwayne Haskins won't even be as good as Jason Campbell.
Might not be.
He might not be. I forgot all about Jason Campbell. What's going on, Charlie Ingram? Brilly. I remembered how to say it this time. Thank you for the super chat, man. He says, Amani Toomer is one of my favorite Giants. I just don't understand his recent criticism of the OBJ trade. It was fair. It was for the best. What do you guys think?" I didn't even know he talked about that.
Yeah, I made a video on that. It came out 4 or 5 days ago. Amani Toomer said the biggest weakness on this Giants team is the wide receiving core, and that they should have never made the OBJ trade. He still doesn't understand to this day why they made the OBJ trade. In my video, basically what I said was I understand his thinking in terms of the wide receiving core being weak because we have no depth. And after this year, You figure Golden Tate's going to be gone or he's going to be 33. You don't know what you're going to have with Shepard. So I understand that we definitely need to address that wide receiving core in next year's draft for sure, or free agency. We're definitely going to have to add at least one. And hopefully Darius Slayton progresses. As far as the OBJ trade goes, it's like anything else. You're going to have people that will never see that it was a good trade. The people that love OBJ and the people that thought it was a horrible trade from the beginning, I don't think will ever get off that. They'll always think it was a horrible trade. And the people that were open to seeing how the trade plays out and the people that thought it was a great trade from the beginning, those people are always going to love it. But all I got to say about that, Bad Dog, is look at what the other wide receivers have gotten. Yep. Look what DeAndre Hopkins got. Look what Antonio Brown got. You didn't get near that. And Odell Beckham had a history. Everybody knew the Giants were looking to trade him. So Giants got what equated to be 4 defensive starters, in my opinion, when you factor in the salary cap space for Odell Beckham Jr. So I don't think we were getting much more.
I completely agree. Shocker. But yeah, I mean, 3rd and 5th for Antonio Brown, 2nd round pick for DeAndre Hopkins. Giants got the most. And then look at OBJ. He goes to Cleveland. He has a terrible year. And he's already, there's already rumors of him wanting out of there. Whether they're true or not, they start someplace. He's not happy there. And I mean, it started immediately when he said the Giants sent him there to die. So I think the Giants won that trade. I really do. Yeah, our wide receiving core is definitely, it could use some improvement, but I think that's the least important position on offense, honestly. I really do. So I think our receiving core is good enough. One thing I'll say is you lost a huge piece coming out of the draft. That Justin Ross is done for the year. He might be done for his career. I mean, he's a great wide receiver at Clemson, and he's done. I mean, so now it's really Jamar Chase. So I don't know. I don't know who the free agent wide receivers are next year either. We're gonna have some money to spend.
Yeah, this is a decent amount. I mean, there's some pretty good wide receivers, but it's hard to predict right now because you don't know who's going to hit the open market. You don't know who's going to be extended, and so I was thinking about making videos on that, but I'm like, it's kind of pointless because we don't know. You kind of want to wait until after the year because you don't know how that's all going to play out with franchise tags and everything else. So I'm going to wait till after the year for the free agent wide receivers.
Mark Torsky, thank you for the super chat, my man. Brilly, $3 super chat. I'm late. What's up, guys? Mark, you're not late. If you were late, you would have got here after the stream. You're right on time, baby. We're still going.
Still got an hour, Mark, but thanks for popping in, man.
Right in the middle. Dead center in the middle. Rob Pro Brem, thanks for the super chat, brother. Brilly, my man. I really appreciate it. He says, who do you think will be the best undrafted free agent wide receivers? For me, I love Derek Dillon because of that 4.28 speed. And then I'd say Benjamin Victor. I think that those two, I think Austin Mack is a slot guy. Most of our guys are slot guys. Bryson John is probably more of a tight end. He's extremely raw, even if he makes this team. But I like Derek Dillon and Benjamin Victor. Yeah,
I'm going with Victor. Victor's the guy that I think fits this offense best, and he fits what we need most, an exterior threat that could go up and catch the 50-50 in the red zone. I don't necessarily know long-term, but for this year, I think he has the best chance to make an impact for the New York Giants. I agree with you on Benjamin Victor.
Yeah. Butcher's Block and Patriots Talk. Shout out to that channel right there. Chris and I will both be over there. 3 Italians in one live stream. You ain't gonna want to miss that one. Bobby's a Boston fan. Love the guy to death. Anyway, check him out. He says, "Yo, my 2 favorite paisanos." What's going on, man?
What's going on, Bobby?
And Deilla says Corey Davis can't get separation. None of our receivers could get separation.
Yeah, he'd fit in. He'd fit right in, Corey Davis.
Yes, he would. That's the thing. Like Jones, thank God he's getting a tight window. Rob Pro Brim, thank you for the super sticker, my man. Brilly. I don't have a pair of shades. I'm going to have to get one just so I can act that one out. Crispy says, how do I buy the merch? If you want to do that, you just click on any of that merchandise underneath the title. Just click on it. It takes you to Teespring and you go for it. Now, I'm going to say it's taken a while to get the stuff because of the whole thing that's going on. Those are made after you order them. They're made to print. Like they don't make, 100 sweaters. They make it after you order it. I'm still waiting on my coffee mug that I ordered like a month ago. So it is taking some time, but that is how you do it. And I appreciate you asking very much. Sports Expert, thanks for the super chat, brother. Brilly, who y'all predicting Clowney and where y'all predicting Clowney and Yannick go?
Your guess is as good as mine. I don't think either one's going to the Giants. That's really all I care about.
Cleveland?
Yeah, maybe Cleveland. Yannick, I don't know. Maybe he stays with Jacksonville. I think that's a disaster if he does. But yeah, I honestly don't know where either one of them are going. But I don't think either one will be a New York Giant, which is really all I care about.
Eric Powell says Corey Coleman will break out. Book it. I just realized I've been highlighting these because I'm actually on my YouTube studio. I'm not even looking at StreamYard right now.
Oh, really?
I was just thinking that. Yeah, I was just thinking that. I was like, what? I'm not highlighting these because I'm looking at YouTube studio tonight. Because for some reason on StreamYard, the comments chunk up, they freeze, and then they all come out of nowhere. This is much smoother.
Yeah. StreamYard's annoying with the chat.
It is. Clowney's not going to Cleveland. No, I think Clowney ends up back in Seattle. I wonder if Clowney's even going to get signed. Chris, is anybody going to sign him?
He's got to get signed. He's got to.
Well, I mean, what am I talking about? Philly's getting them both.
Yeah. Clowney's got. I mean, he's too talented. He's got to get signed. I know he's got an injury history, but he's got to get signed.
Mark Edelman, man, thanks so much for the super chat, brother. Brilly, my man. He said this to me on Twitter too. He said, "I'm waiting for Chris and the Baddog show on WFAN. Moose and Maggie have to go." Mark to your people. Get us going.
Start a petition.
I'm in.
Let's do it.
Yeah, he said you guys can be the modern Mike and the Mad Dog. I say if we're half as good as those guys. Let's do it.
Let's rock and roll. We need sports to talk about, though.
We do. That's true. I haven't listened to Francis in a while. I wonder what he's talking about right now.
Movies, probably. Horses and movies.
Yeah. I mean, if it was Mad Dog, he'd be talking about tennis.
Yeah, he loved the tennis and the San Francisco Giants. But Mike probably talking about movies. He talks about movies a lot.
Giants Alliance says we should start a petition to get Chris and the Bad Dog and WFAN. I'm game.
Let's do it.
I think Sirius would be a better format though.
Better platform. You can mix it up a little bit.
You don't have to be filtered. I mean, you could just let the curse words fly.
Sometimes let it roll.
Yeah. Spranico says, Baddog, what is the best Giants moment except winning the Super Bowl since the Tyree helmet catch? Wow, it's gotta
be like getting beat up in San Francisco.
Yeah,
for me.
Yeah,
that game. We talk about that game all the time. That for me, that's my favorite game of all time since I've been watching the Giants. And that Super Bowl's included. I love that because I'm a huge Eli guy. So that to me is his defining moment. So for me, it's the San Francisco game.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I mean, before that, you go back to 1990, that's my favorite game of all time, the San Francisco 49ers 1990 NFC Championship game. Actually, they have the 100 greatest football games ever played. I got to go back and watch that. I caught that at the end, and then I started streaming, so I missed it. I just saw that was number 25, and I'm like, I gotta watch that thing. You listen to Francis. Yeah, I do too sometimes, Luann. Rob Pro Brent, thanks for the super chat. Brilly, my good man. Chris, did you play any sports growing up? You can tell them who you pitched to, Chris.
Yes. My best sport growing up was baseball. I played some football when I was younger, but I stopped when I was like 14. Baseball was my best sport. I played basketball too, but baseball was my best sport. And when I was 13 years old, true story, I pitched against Prince Fielder. And for those of you who may not know who that is, well, he's a very good baseball. But actually, I think him and his dad, if I'm not mistaken, hit the same amount of career home runs. I could be wrong on that, but I think I read that somewhere. I think him and his Cecil hit the same amount of career home runs. But Prince Fielder was a great major league player, borderline Hall of Famer, had he not had to retire early. I pitched against him when I was 13 years old.
And Cecil, he was no good. And he went to Japan at the end, end of the 80s. He found a swing, came back with Detroit, hit 50 homers. And he'd been the first guy since George Foster in 1977 to hit 50 homers. The 1980s, a couple guys hit 49 homers. No one hit 50 in the decade of the 80s. And Prince Fielder got in the 90s and hit 50 homers. Recon War Dog, or is it Recon War Dog? Brilly, thanks so much for the super chat. He says, hey guys, I wanted to drop in and say hi. Can't stay, but keep killing it, guys. Go Giants. Great subscriber, both of us.
Yeah, great, phenomenal subscriber, both of us. Thank you for being here, buddy.
Zach Phillips, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly, just as bad dog. He's $4. Take it. Appreciate that, my man.
Did I strike him out? No, I think he ripped a double off me. I faced him twice. I walked him once, and I think he ripped a double off me.
Simon Z says, do you like Benjamin Victor's chances more than Mac? Yeah, I do. For like I said earlier, Mac is a slot guy. We got tons of slot guys, and Victor is 6'4". We don't have a tall receiver like that, so I think he's got a better chance.
Yeah, I'm going Victor. I'm going Victor.
And White Lotus, yes, Big Daddy Cecil was a big part of our 96 championship. I was so excited when we traded Ruben Sierra for him that year. I couldn't believe we got Cecil Fielder. Drilled 39 bombs that year and had a couple big hits in that 96 World Series. I remember that.
Let me think of some old-time obscure Yankee power hitters real quick. You had Cecil. You had Strawberry on those teams. You had Glenn Allen Hill. I remember him for a spell there with the Yankees. He had a couple of bombs for you guys in the late 90s. I'm trying to remember who else.
David Justice.
David Justice, yes. Yeah. We traded. I think that was the last time. Was that the last time the Mets and Yankees made a trade? We traded Ventura for Justice.
I didn't even know we got Justice from the Mets. I didn't even know he was a Met.
No. You traded Justice to the Mets for Robin Ventura. Justice never played for the Mets.
Oh God, I honestly don't even remember. I don't even remember.
Yeah, when you guys ended up with Ventura in 01 or 02 or whatever it was, we traded him to you guys.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, Ventura played for you guys. Yeah.
When you were talking about obscure Yankees, I'm like, are you going to go Dan Pasqua? Kevin Moss? I thought you were going back there.
No. I remember Tartable when I was a kid. I remember Tartable.
Storm and Norman. Yeah, the other guys are 80s guys. Those are guys I grew up with. Storm and Norman, thanks so much for the super chat, brother. Brilliant. Great Arizona Cardinals fans. What up, my two favorite New York fans? Fantasy football-wise, who are your top 5 quarterbacks? Where does Kyler Murray and Daniel Jones rank? I mean, my top, Mahomes, always.
Lamar Jackson in fantasy.
Yeah, Lamar.
He runs.
Aaron Rodgers, always. Drew Brees, always.
I'm trying to think of guys that are double threats. Like Watson. Josh Allen's going to run for a lot of yards. I'm trying. Yeah, I'm not a huge fantasy guy, but
maybe Tom Brady. Maybe as a comeback year.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I mean, Murray might be Kyler Murray because he runs.
I love Kyler Murray. He's my dark horse for MVP. I mean, you know that.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say this. I drafted Daniel Jones late in the draft last year, and I'm going to keep him this year. He's one of my keepers. So I feel like Daniel Jones is going to have a good year. I think Daniel Jones – all right, mark it down. It's 10-12 Friday, June 5th. Daniel Jones top 10 quarterback in the league this year.
I like it. Russell Wilson, we forgot. Yeah, he's definitely up there.
Oh, God, yeah. I don't know how we can forget. I always seem to overlook him. I think it's because he plays in Seattle.
Yeah.
Raymond – oh, I jumped. I was going to say, how did that happen? Butchers Black and Pages Talk. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly, he says, Goose will also be on with us on Monday. Goose. I wanted to talk sports with the 3 people responsible for inspiring me to start my channel. You guys are awesome. That means a lot, Bobby. I really appreciate that, my man. Yeah, Bobby always used to come in, I remember, with the Andy Reid jokes.
Yeah.
I always started with the Andy Reid jokes. I always remember that. But Bobby, I mean, I couldn't be more proud of him the way he grew his channel, but and Goose. As I said in my long ass winded video about hard work, I mean, I talked about Bobby and Goose inspiring me. So, really appreciate that. Anyway, we got time. Thanks for the super chat. Brilly, my man. I really appreciate it. Can y'all make a video or maybe how our safety group can be this year compared to the rest of the league? Honestly, anybody got time? I won't have any time for that because I don't know the safeties for the other team. That'd take a lot of research to get the safety groups from all the other teams in the NFL. Yeah. So that'd be difficult.
I've been asked to do that exact video by like 3 other people. I did a video on the secondary today, and we got time. I don't know if you saw it. I didn't do the safeties in particular, but like Baddog said, that's a tough video. You have to go over every team safety group in the league. I know the Jets have a good safety group, but and it's also kind of hard to predict it because they're not going to be exclusively safeties.
And you don't know what McKinney's going to do. He's a rookie, so it's difficult.
Yeah.
Raymond Manaf, Brilly, thank you for the super chat, my man. Really appreciate that. Would you rather draft first round wide receiver 1, center, outside linebacker? Give me the outside. Listen, I'm the defensive guy, and give me that outside linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, if we're picking early in the draft, you're not taking a center. So it would either be the wide receiver or the edge. And it obviously depends on the level of talent. But if we're talking near even, yes, you're going with the edge every time.
L.A. Lou. Thanks for the super chat. There's one of our best right there. Our man, L.A. Lou. Brilly, my man. He says, Chris, what kind of pitcher were you? And what did you throw to
Prince?
Yeah. Did you bring the heat or did you throw him junk? Also, how are you as a hitter? L.A. Lou's a huge baseball guy. I think that's how L.A. Lou found my channel, was Yankee stuff. So,
yeah, when I picked, I didn't start throwing a curveball, I think, till I was 14. So I wasn't throwing a curveball yet. It was just a fastball and a changeup. And I was just throwing heat to him. I threw pretty fast back then. Pretty fast, but nothing that he didn't see. And yeah, I think I was just throwing fastballs, trying to locate. And in terms of, I was actually a very good hitter, Lou. I was probably a better hitter than a pitcher. I'm actually, another random fact, I'm actually in the Little League Hall of Fame. But it's not that huge of an accomplishment. I played in a tournament, the same tournament I pitched against him in, and it's at Cooperstown, which is, you know, where the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame is. And I had if you hit a home run over the fence, you sign it, and they put it in the Little League Hall of Fame. So I hit a home run in that tournament, and I signed it, and I haven't been back since to see it. But my balls should be in the Little League Hall of Fame. Very
nice. I haven't been to Cooperstown in years. I got to get back there. And Rob, we're real quick before I get to Rob Probrem. I'm in the Bowling Hall of Fame. No lie. I converted the 7-10 split twice. You convert that in sanctioned league play, your name gets you go into the Pro Bowling Hall of Fame.
That's pretty cool.
I bowled 13 300 games. I bowled 4 800 series. That 7-10 split, that is by far the hardest thing to do in that sport.
That's pretty cool.
That was awesome. I predicted it both times too.
Wow.
Never forget it. I left. So I'm real quick. I'm just bowling. I know. I left it. If you guys who don't bowl, you're not going to understand this. But I left a really big split one time. It was a 3-7-9-10. A guy says to me, he goes, bowling next to me, he goes, how the hell did you leave that? I said, I don't know, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to make it. Well, sure enough, I made it. So you can't even make it with the double wood. It's impossible, but I made it anyway. And then he says to me, then I lived to 7-10 next time I was up in that lane, and he just looks at me. I go, I'll tell you what, I'm going to make this too. He goes, I'll tell you what, you make that, I'll buy you a shot. Sure enough, I threw the ball as hard as I could at the 7-pin. It smashed off the back up on the lane, kicked off the wall, and knocked out the 10-pin. That's the way I made a bowl. Actually, the second time I made it, it went into the pit, came out, and knocked out the 10-pin.
He should have bought you more than a shot. He should have bought you the bottle for that.
I know, and all you get for that is a patch. You don't get a ring, you don't get anything. You get a patch for it. Rob Probrem, thank you for the super chat. I'm sorry I bored you guys at bowling. That's how little sports there is to talk about. Brilly says, do you think we have a chance in the playoffs with the new rule? Absolutely. If we do good in this division, we got a good chance.
Yeah, I think we have a chance. Do I think we're going to make it? No, but I think we have a chance. You always have a chance in football. So, yeah. 8-8 can get you in the playoffs when 7 teams make the playoffs. So, yes, we have a chance.
Yeah. Blue collar. I love that name, by the way. Blue collar. That's how we say it down there. Brilly, my man. He says the player that said he would never play for the Yankees, that maybe could have been the best ever if he played with the Yankees, Ken Griffey Jr. Oh, God. Number one, Ken Griffey Jr. gave me nightmares.
The short porch
destroyed the Yankees. And then, yes, in the short portion right field, I can't even fathom. He would have 70 homers.
If Griffey never got hurt, you know, he got hurt right around when he kind of went to the Reds, right? That's when I think he had one really good year with the Reds, but that's when he started to kind of tail off because of injuries. If Griffey stayed healthy, he could have been one of the top 5 players ever. I mean, he was that good.
Yeah, oh God, he was one of the best I saw. Without a doubt. He was amazing.
Yeah.
PTA Sports, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly. By the way, I saw it on replay. I gotta have him on my channel. I gotta work with PTA Sports. That was awesome.
Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun having him on.
That was good. You guys did a good job. So I was like, I gotta work with this guy. I didn't know who it was at first because it didn't say PTA Sports. I forgot what it said, and I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, who is that guy? And then I saw it in the comments. And I was like,
Pest the analyst. That's what it stands for.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I didn't know that's what the PTA stood for. He says, yo, what's up, guys? One dog I guaranteed I'll never eat is Mr. Baddog. Stand up. and Union High School is still trash bag garbage.
Yeah, that was the inside joke during the stream. He was fighting with a guy from Union High School.
Nice. And I like that they called it garbage. It's my favorite word, I think, that I call everything garbage. I got to teach little bad dog how to say that for sure. Ian, we got time. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilliant, my man. Really appreciate it. He says, hey, Chris, in my town City League basketball record books for the most 3-pointers made in a game, 11, completely off subject, my bad.
It's not really off subject. We were talking about athletic accomplishments. That's pretty ridiculous. 33 points. My highest point score, the most points I ever scored in a basketball game, I got lucky. It was like one of those games where I had a lot of fast break baskets. When I was it was when I was older. I played in a semi-competitive league when I was like 23, 24 to try to, stay in shape. I scored 31 points, but had a lot of fast break layups. Nice. So, but that's my all-time high score in a game.
Yeah. I never played organized basketball like for school or anything. I just played in the playground. We didn't keep track of points. We kept track of the teeth in your mouth after you were done. I grew up in the 90s and, we emulated the NBA, obviously. One thing I took great pride in, because, when you're playing on the playground, most guys, and I did play, you guys probably don't know Lionel Chalmers. Lionel Chalmers played, where did Lionel Chalmers play? He played down in Albany. I think he was in Albany. He went to Albany High, played for Bishop again. I think he might have played for Bishop. I don't remember. He was drafted by the Clippers, though. I actually played against him on the playground. I didn't have to guard him, but he was on the opposite team, which is cool. But I always prided myself in blocking people's shots because most of the guys are, 5'10", 5'11", 6'6'1". So I could jump out of the gym when I was a kid. So that was always fun. Mark Edelman says, would you have wanted that 4th and 15 rule instead of the onside kick? Yes.
Did that get negated? The 4th and 15 rule?
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about it. That's why I'm asking. The onside kick is useless at this point. Nobody ever recovers it. I think it's like 6%. I think I would have preferred the rule change also.
Jay Berman says, I thought Stinks was your favorite. Only when it comes to Sam Darnold, Jay Berman. Garbage is my favorite. Ask my wife. Garbage. I use that one all the time. Mark also says Jay Buhner and Edgar Martinez killed the Yankees. Was it Jay Buhner or Edgar? Was that the question? No. It says just Jay Buhner and Edgar Martinez destroyed us.
Oh,
Edgar Martinez.
That Seattle. There's no Giant stuff right now. We can talk a little baseball. That Seattle Mariners lineup. I remember that. That's when I first started really getting into baseball. 94, 95. That lineup was loaded. You had Tino was on that team. You had Edgar. You had Cora. You had Griffey. You had A-Rod. You had who else was on that team?
Buhner.
Did I say Edgar Martinez? That team was loaded, but I still say the Indians is the greatest lineup I've ever seen. The 95 or 97, whatever it was, the mid-90s Indians.
Yeah. Lofton, Tomei, Manny Ramirez, Roberto Alomar.
You had Travis Fryman at third, Sandy Alomar at the catcher.
Was out there.
Baerga,
right.
Albert Bell.
Oh, God, I didn't forget Albert Bell. Yeah. Actually, it's funny. It's on right now, Game 6 of the 95 World Series. Eddie Murray at first base.
Eddie Murray. He was old then. But, yeah, I remember first Met game I ever went to, I was probably 5 or 6. Eddie Murray was on the Mets in like 90, 91. I remember that. He was batting cleanup, him and Bonilla. Yikes.
That's a rough one. Saw Buhner hit the ball into the second deck of left field and Camden Yards during batting practice. Oh, Buhner could rake. That's one of the funniest things on Seinfeld is when George Steinbrenner goes to Mr. Costanza's house and tells him George is dead because they couldn't find him because he went up to the cabin, left his car locked, and birds crapped all over it, so he thought he was dead. And he doesn't even care about George being dead. He just says, "What the hell did you trade Jay Buhner for? You had 40 home runs, you had 100 RBIs, you got a rocket for an arm. You don't know what the hell you're doing." It's one of my favorite things. And then, of course, the finale, he gets up in court and he goes, "How the hell do you pay $4 million for Hideki Arabu?"
What a bum he was, Arabu.
Oh, Fat Toad, as Steinbrenner called him.
Fat Toad, yeah. He was a bust.
Awful. Mark Tversky, thank you for the super chat, my man. Brilly, my man. 4th and 15 was vetoed because unfair for good passing teams.
That's a good point, I guess. Some teams are built more for the run. I guess that's maybe. I mean, but then is it unfair when you have an onside kick? Because if maybe you have a better kicker that specializes in onside kick, I don't know. I would have liked to have seen it.
Yeah, I think it would have been more exciting.
Yeah.
Anthony Manzano says, Baddog, how about the Yankees line with Mantle, DiMaggio? Oh, God, I mean, yes, but we're talking about lineups that we saw. I mean, I'm not that old.
Those lineups are just at another level.
I with Babe Ruth and everything, but I'm not that old.
Yeah, those lineups are on another level. I'm a Met fan, so I'll talk real quick about my favorite Mets lineups. 99, the 99 Mets lineup was loaded. You had Cedeno had a breakout year that year. I think he stole 67 bases. You had Ricky Henderson, who played. That was really his last really good year in the pros. He batted like 325.
Ricky played forever.
Yeah, he played good on that team. You had who else do we? Edgar Alfonso was unbelievable that year. Piazza, Ventura, Olerud batted like 360 that year. That was a great lineup. And then 2006, the Mets in 2006, the year where we should have won the World Series. That lineup was loaded. Reyes, Wright, Beltran should have won the MVP. Fell off the last 2 or 3 weeks. Delgado, LaDuca had a great year that year. Everything broke right that year for both those teams in terms of hitting, but just couldn't get it done when it mattered most.
Yeah, LaDuca hates A-Rod. I don't know. Rob Pro Brent, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, my man, he says, did you guys catch up on your Netflix yet? No.
I'm actually watching a new show that I really like. It was suggested to me by one of my subscribers in my Discord. It's called Lucifer. It's a pretty cool show. I would suggest anybody that has, if you're bored and you want to check out a show, check out Lucifer. It's pretty good.
Nice.
Pretty good.
I'm not a big show guy. I watch reruns of everything. I'm watching Murder, She Wrote. I'm watching Punky Brewster was on. Big Punky Brewster fan. I was watching that back. I just laugh because I'm like, I remember this stuff when I was a kid. It just brings back childhood memories. Silver Spoons.
I didn't say it was I didn't say it was new, Tom, but I just started watching it. I enjoy it. I like it.
Anthony says, Baddog, as a Yankee fan, the lineup you hated to face the most, that Seattle lineup. I mean, that 95 Seattle lineup was ridiculous. Edgar and Griffey must have hit 2,000 against us. I know it's impossible, but I swear to God, the 04 Red Sox were another one. Manny and Ortiz, I hated those guys so much. Ortiz scared the bejesus out of me. I hate him when that guy came to the play. Every time he came, I'm like, this guy's going to hit a home run. I just felt that. So probably those, the 95 Mariners, the 04 Red Sox, the Red Sox lineup was, you want to talk about a stacked lineup? Bill Miller won the batting title that year. He hit 8th.
Yeah, Bill Miller. I remember him. He spelled his name Mueller.
They were good.
Trot Nixon was on that team, right?
Yeah, Trot Nixon, Jason Varitek.
Kevin Millar.
Millar. Yeah, Mark Bellhorn.
Was Damon on that team?
Damon was on that team. Yep.
Yeah.
Tough lineup.
That was a pesky team. That Red Sox team. That was a pesky team.
Yeah, pitching staff. I mean, I'd have to think about that one. I have to think about that. I'm not sure. The Astros pitching staff last year was pretty good. They weren't cheating. They didn't have buzzers on their chest.
I'll tell you what, that Phillies pitching staff, I don't think it ever worked out. But for 1 year, they had Roy Oswalt, Cliff Lee. They had 4 unbelievable. I can't remember who it was. It was Roy Oswalt, Cliff Lee. Who were the other 2? They had like 4 aces on the staff at once. I can't remember. Roy Halladay. Yeah, Roy Halladay, Cliff Lee, Roy Oswalt, and there was another one. I can't remember who. Yeah. That's the best one on paper. I don't think it worked out, though.
ENA, we got time. Thank you for the super chat, bro. I really appreciate it. Brilly says, good football show on Netflix is All-American, actually based on former Giant Spencer Pasinger.
Really? I watched that. That was very good. It was I think it's only 2 seasons, but yeah, that was another one suggested by my subscribers. I watched it. It was very good.
Yeah, Giants Alliance, that Braves pitching staff is probably the best I ever saw. But back then, we weren't playing. I mean, we did face them in the World Series, I guess. But yeah, I mean, they had Smoltz, Glavine, Maddox, Steve Avery was really good. And I mean, Danny Nagel was also really good for them. He was terrible for us in '96. But
they also had Hampton for a little bit too.
Yep.
That Brave. I still say it to this day. I don't know how that Braves team only won one World Series. I don't know how for the life of me how they only won one World Series.
Because we own them. That's why. That's why. We take care of them. And
you got Maddox and Glavine and Smoltz, 3 of the top 25 pitchers ever on the same staff, and you only win one World Series. Like, how does that happen? And it's not like they ever got hurt. They played every year.
Yeah, I honestly don't. I really don't know. I honestly can't. I could not tell you how they did not win more.
No.
Yeah. Stan Smith says StreamYard looks good. Thank you, sir. You guys can't forget the football movie called Concussion. That was with Will Smith. I think I saw a part of that. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I have ADD. I have a hard time sitting down watching a newer movie. I don't know. I just do for some reason.
What was the movie?
Concussion.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I don't remember it that much, but I did see it. Yeah, I don't remember it that well, though, but I did see it.
All Yankee fans know Maris for 61 and 61 naturally, but Roger was a great right fielder with a gun for an arm. Oh, no doubt, Jay. He also won the MVP, I believe, the year before. I think he won it in 60 and 61, or he won it in 61 and 60. I think he did win it in 1960 as well. So Maris was a lot better than just the 61 homers. Pretty sure he did win it in 1960. I know he won it 2 years in a row, but I don't remember. I think it was 60 and 61. But yeah, he was.
Yeah. Jesse, have a good night.
Yeah, Jesse, take it easy, my man.
I'm trying. All right, let me ask you this. Let's go since I've been watching baseball. I don't go back as far as you. 95.
Thanks for rubbing that in, Chris.
95 to present day. Give me your 5 best pure hitters. 95 to present day.
Bonds.
Okay.
Gwynn.
Okay.
Griffey.
Okay.
Boggs was kind of done by then. So was
Matt.
Matt.
He was on the back end.
Gwynn was still great even then. I said Griffey, Bonds.
You said Griffey, Bonds, and you said Gwynn.
Boy, there's so many to choose from. God, I'm trying to.
I'm gonna give you a couple of mine. I'm gonna go. I don't think I'd have Griffey in there. I think Griffey was the best player. But pure hitter, I think I'm gonna have Manny in there. I think I'm gonna have Edgar Martinez in there. Ichiro was a great pure hitter. Tony Gwynn, Frank Thomas was a great hitter. Mike Piazza was a great hitter.
True.
Those are some of the best I've seen.
Ichiro was pretty deep. Vladimir Guerrero.
Yeah, Guerrero was a great one. Yeah, never struck out. That guy never struck out.
And he swung at everything. I loved Vlad. One of my all-time favorite players, Vladimir Guerrero. Loved Vlad. It was not just because he could hit. He could run. He could hit for power. And he had one of the strongest arms you've ever seen. Modern-day Roberto Clemente with power. That was Vladimir Guerrero.
Miguel Cabrera's got to be up there, too.
Who's that? Oh, Miguel Cabrera. Yes, absolutely. Guy almost won back-to-back triple crowns for crying out loud.
Yeah.
These are great players. Blue Collar, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it, brother. Brilly, better seen Sonny get riddled with bullets or Vito Corleone is stabbing the Don in Italy.
I'm gonna go with Sonny get riddled with bullets. Son, that's the scene where he's at the toll, right?
Yeah, I don't like that Sonny gets killed though.
I don't like it, but it was a good scene.
Actually, I like at the end when my boy Sal gets down in the car. I like the very end of it.
Yeah. Pujols is another one, of course. Pujols has got to be up there. Pujols has got to be up there. Todd Helton was a great hitter.
Yeah, he was.
Larry Walker. Yeah, I mean, I know Colorado, but they were great hitters. Nomar, before he got hurt, was a great hitter.
Yeah, Nomar had a couple of years where he hit 357 and 372 in successive seasons.
Yeah. So those are some guys that were great pure hitters.
Yeah, there were some really good hitters back then. Who would you most hate to see win the NBA Finals this year's? Celtics, Heat. I don't think I'd have I don't really hate any team in the NBA. The Knicks haven't been good enough for me to hate anybody. Like when I was growing, in the 90s, I hated the Pacers, I hated the Heat, I hated the Bulls. They were rivals in the 90s.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, I definitely have hate, I guess, for some teams just because of classic rivalries, like the Celtics and the Heat. I've never really been a big Laker guy. I've explained that in the past, but I don't really have hate for anybody. I have teams that I root for, and it's kind of hard for me to get. I'll tell you what, man, with the NBA, and I love the NBA. I love basketball. I love the Knicks. It is hard for me to get into the NBA now. It really is, because it is not the same way it used to be.
No,
it's not about the team anymore. It's all about, oh, I got to watch Luka Doncic. Oh, I got to watch LeBron.
I do like Luka, and I do like Bron.
They're great. LeBron.
And I like Giannis.
Yeah, but nobody cares about the team. It's all about watching the players, and that's the one sport where it's really like that, and it's kind of eternal for me.
I'll be honest. I got back into it from doing the games.
Yeah,
and watching them all. I really did. Whitney's in the house. What's going on, Whitney? How you doing? Ladies, say what up, Chris and Kevin. Miss you guys. What up, chat? Black Lives Matter. Good to see you, Whitney.
What's going on, Whitney?
Well, staying safe and behaving yourself.
Whitney's a great subscriber, both of us. Glad to see her here.
Bobby missing her right now. Bobby loves Whitney. Mark Edelman says, Baddog, you take Matsui or Tom. Oh, you give me Hideki all day. Hideki Matsui is one of the most clutch hitters I've ever seen in my life. And
clutch, yeah.
And he owned Pedro, which was my favorite. He killed Pedro Martinez, which made me like him even more.
I got a good trivia question. When you read LA Lou's super chat, it reminded me of one, but go ahead.
LA Lou, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, my man. He says underrated was Eric Karros. He gave the Dodgers 30 homers and 100 RBIs every year. Reliable is how I would describe him. Karros,
yeah. All right. I don't want LA Lou to answer this because I'm assuming he's a Dodgers fan, right?
Yes, big Dodgers fan.
In the early to mid 90s, the Dodgers had 5 consecutive Rookie of the Years. Name them.
Do they have to be in order?
No, just name the 5.
Piazza.
Yes.
Piazza was one. Konerko was one.
Not Konerko.
Not Konerko. Karros. I mean.
Yeah, Karros. Yeah.
Hideo Nomo.
Yep, that's 3.
Oh God.
They're both out. They're both outfielders. The last 2.
Raul Mondesi.
Yep.
God, who the hell was the other one? Oh God. Sean Green didn't start there, did he?
No. The last one's the hardest.
I give up.
Todd Hollandsworth.
Oh God, I would have never got that. I would have never got that one.
Yeah.
Rob Pro Brent, thank you for the super chat, my man. Really appreciate it, brother. Brilly. Do you think the Knicks will ever be good again? When Dolan is good, when Dolan doesn't own the team, yes.
Yeah, they'll be good again. I might not be alive, but they'll be good again. They'll be good again eventually.
We're gonna outlive Dolan, Chris. When he says, I'm loving the new setup, you guys are looking more like a podcast sports version. That is one thing I love about the StreamYard. It does look like
it's a lot of fun. Yeah, it looks good. It's a good layout for sure. Whitney, thank you.
Yeah. I saw Hot Take Hockey's in the house. What's going on? I'm not sure when hockey playoffs start, but as I said, you guys want some hockey playoffs? That's your channel. Him and Sir Cardinal are the best play-by-play.
Yeah, and I saw HTH ask me. I'm actually going to watch it. I'm going to watch the hockey playoffs this year. I'm not going to stream it, but maybe I'll tune into yours. I am going to get into the Islanders and the Rangers.
Yeah, I'll definitely be going for the Rangers.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be rooting them on. I mean, I can't say I won't stream it, but I probably won't because I can't call a hockey game. I don't know the players, and that's just I don't call it. Basketball, I can call. You're going to have a timeout or a foul or a stoppage and play like pretty quick, but sometimes like the most you're going to talk is 2 straight minutes. When I was doing a stream with a Sir Cardinal, I swear to God, I couldn't stop talking for like 7 straight minutes and I was out of breath. I'm like, I can't do this. And then he goes in there and he does it like it's nothing.
The thing with hockey, I don't know the term. I don't watch it enough. Swings it around the boards. I don't know what to say. So basketball, I've watched it religiously when I was a kid growing up. So I know the flow of the game. I know how to do it at least a decent level. Hockey, I never really got into.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in the early 90s. I was into it. Like I know icing, the offsides.
I know the rules.
You're right, right. But Yeah, it's just swings it around the boards, checked into the boards. But a lot of times I'll call the thing the puck the ball because everything I do is a ball. So I'll say ball, I'll say quarter a lot of times. Like it's not a quarter, it's a period.
Yeah.
But Stupid Video says, would you rather the Wilpons be the Knicks owner and never go over the salary cap, or keep Dolan and we spend whatever your heart desires? Well, I mean, I'd rather spend whatever his heart desires. The problem with the Knicks is because it's so dysfunctional, nobody wants to come and play here. That's why.
And there's a salary cap though, so it's Dolan can't go over the salary cap. I've always said Dolan, if he was the Mets owner, the Mets would probably be pretty good, because the one thing I'll say about Dolan, as much as he sucks, he will spend. He would spend. If there wasn't a limit, he would spend. But he's just so bad as the Knicks owner. He's horrible. Wilpon, I guess, would be better in basketball because there's a cap. But, Dolan sucks.
Yeah. Mark Tversky, thanks for the super chat, my man. Brilly, brother. I really appreciate it. He says, hockey will likely be back first. I'll be watching that. I'm a Rangers fan. When I don't have a team involved in hockey, it's second only to football as far as enjoyment from a game. Yeah, I don't watch hockey during the regular season. It's rare, especially after the Rangers got shifted off of the MSG and they went to the Sabres. I love playoff hockey, though. And like I said, I'm a casual Rangers fan. I check how they're doing. I check the standings. When they're in the playoffs, I will root for them as hard as I root for any of my teams. But if they ever do win another Stanley Cup, you won't see me with a Rangers hat, a Rangers jersey, go, we are the champion. Like, I won't do that. I'll be happy, and I'll be happy for the diehard Rangers fans. I'll be happy for New York, but I'm not going to walk around. Like, if the Giants win a Super Bowl or the Yankees win a World Series, I'm gloating. If the Knicks win a championship, I really don't know what the hell I would do.
Yeah, I would be I'd probably faint if the Knicks won a championship.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, Mark, I like hockey. I just never, for me, it's not a good TV sport. It's a fantastic live sport. I think hockey's the best live sport. I really mean that. I've been to a few hockey games. It is a great sport to watch live. The atmosphere, it's just a much easier game to follow live. On TV, to me, it's not a good TV sport, but it's a great live sport.
Oh, hockey, yes, absolutely. Yeah. L.A. Lou, thank you for the super chat, my man. Brilly, he says in the 80s, the Dodgers had 4 Rookie of the Years in a row. Who were they? They did? Oh,
no,
God.
did he say in a row? They were. Wow.
Fernando's got to be one, but so I think I know 2 of them. Fernando Valenzuela, Steve Sachs. That's got to be 2. Then in 83, who
was Kirk Gibson a rookie in the 80s?
Kirk Gibson started with Detroit, though.
Oh, did he? I don't know the baseball enough back then.
Oh God, who would they have had in 83 that would have won it? And then in 84, Lou, I don't know. I know it's got to be Fernando and Sachs. Have got to be. Like, I don't think Brett Butler won Rookie of the Year. Did Brett Butler play back then? I'm not sure. I know it's got to be Sachs and Fernando. Big Blue Jabroni, thanks for the super chat, my man. Brilly says another great talking Giants. It was like half and half tonight. I can't wait for training camp. Me neither. Chris neither. All Giants fans can't wait for camp, because then we can really get into the football.
Yeah, I can't wait to have something really to talk about. It's tough right now coming out with content, but trying my best. But we'll have a lot of content in about 6 weeks.
Exactly. Kenny Tompkins, the 518's in the house. Brilly says Albany River Rats. Yes, that was the New Jersey Devils. I think that was the New Jersey Devils. Oh yeah, I would never got that. LA Lou, thank you for the super chat, my man. Brilly brother. Fernando, Steve Howe, forgot all about him. Steve Sachs and Rick Sutcliffe. I didn't even know Sutcliffe started with the Dodgers. I remember him on the Cubs and the Giants. And that's when I remember him.
Wasn't Steve Sachs, or was that Lyons that pulled down his pants?
Yeah, that was Steve Lyons.
Steve Lyons pulled down his pants.
Yankee and couldn't throw the damn ball to first base.
Chuck Knobloch had the same problem.
Yes, he did.
Remember, Didn't Chuck Knobloch hit Keith Olbermann's mother in the head? He might.
I hated Chuck Knobloch. One of my all-time hated Yankees. He ended up getting arrested for.
Yeah, I remember that. It was a thing on SportsCenter. Chuck Knobloch, that he had that whole year. I think it was 9. I think it was
first.
Was it 98 the best season?
I don't think it was 98. I think it was a little after that. I think it was 99. I think it was the next year because he wasn't there in 2000. So,
but he overthrew the first baseman on one throw. He hit Keith Olbermann's mother in the head.
Yeah, he was bad. Mark Twirsky, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly says to appreciate hockey, you need to fully understand the rules. Yeah, and if you don't watch it enough, it's tough. It's like football. If you're a casual football fan, you're not going to understand all the rules. So I agree. David Bialaglo, thank you for the super chat. Been a while since we saw him. Great subscriber, both of ours. Brilliant. Yeah, he says, hope you guys are doing well. Miss all the Giants talk and Andy Reid jokes. Those are coming.
Yeah.
There's always one NFL team that surprises every year. Which one this year? All right. So I'm going to do this first real quick, Chris, because everybody, I like the Cardinals, my dark horse, but everybody's picking them.
Yeah. At this point, they're not a dark horse.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going Miami Dolphins.
I'm sticking with the Chicago Bears. Everybody's got the Chicago Bears. I see them like 29, 30 in some power rankings. I got the Bears. They're gonna make the playoffs this year.
Yep. Hot Takaki says, he's talking to New York for life there. What's going on, Mexican Giant? How you doing, buddy? Thank you for joining the stream. Afghanistan says, thumbs up the stream. Absolutely. You need to thumbs up the stream.
Thank you, Afghanistan.
Brony, shout out to you, sir. LA Lou's having fun. LA Lou loves baseball. That's why I can't wait to get back to doing Yankees and Dodgers, LA Lou. Slower paced game. I feel like that's my best play-by-play sport, and I can hang out with the chat. It's awesome. Billy Van since 94. Thank you for the super chat. Brilly. What's up, Baddog and Chris? You guys are the best.
Appreciate that. Thank you. That's a lot. That's a big compliment coming from a Philly fan.
Yes. KP with a super chat. Thank you so much, my man. Brilly. Question for Chris. Who won the 1960 World Series?
1960.
I can tell you.
I'll guess Yankees.
No.
Dodgers.
The Yankees lost to the Pittsburgh Pirates on a walk-off 3-run homer in the bottom of the ninth by Bill Mazeroski. I swear to God, it's the only reason Bill Mazeroski's in the Hall of Fame. And the Yankees outscored him in that 7-game series like 56-20. Like
I know the series you're talking about.
Yeah, well, the Yankees won. They won like 16-1, 14-2, and then they lost a lot of close games.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that was right around the time where the Dodgers and Yankees owned. They played each other in what, like 5 World Series in like a 10-year stretch or something.
Yeah, the Yankees always owned the Dodgers except for 55 and 81. Yeah. Other than that, we beat them all the time. When they were in Brooklyn and when they were in Los Angeles. Like I said, we lost in 81 and shouldn't have. But we had Fernando on the ropes in Game 4, and we let that get away. And that was why they ended up losing that. But we beat them in 77 and 78. That's why I won a Yankees-Dodgers World Series, man. I haven't seen one. I was 5 in 81. I don't remember that.
I want a Yankees-Mets World Series. I want to get a rematch.
Yeah. I mean, we'll beat you again, Chris. I don't know. LA Lou, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, my man. He says the Mets had Mackie Sasser, the poor mutt.
The Mets. Ugh.
I'll be honest. I loved those 80s Mets teams. I was jealous of them winning in 86 because I wanted the Yankees to win in 86. But looking back at that Mets team, how do you not love that Strawberry and Gooden were 2 of the best by far. You had Gary Carter, the kid. You had Ray Knight, who was as tough as they came.
Hernandez.
What's that?
Keith Hernandez.
Yeah, Keith Hernandez. He was, Gold Glove first baseman. Amazing. They just had a
David Cohn, Ray Knight, Lenny Dykstra.
Really Dykstra. Who won the 1960 NFL AFL championship game? The Eagles. They beat Lombardi's Packers that year, and then they never won anything until 2017. But yeah. 60. Oh, yeah, that's right, Jay. 63, the Dodgers did sweep the Yankees. The pitching, Drysdale and Koufax.
Do I know the history of the Mets colors? I do. Both the Giants and the Dodgers left New York in 1960, I want to say, or 61. And the Mets came around, I think it was 60, because I think there was a 2-year hiatus. And the Mets came in 62. They took the orange from the Giants. They took the blue from the Dodgers. Yeah.
Fernando Crespo. Hojo, yeah. Hojo was a 30-30 guy. Didn't play well with the Tigers, but as soon as he went to the Mets, the guy, I'm telling you, man, Strawberry had one of the greatest swings in the history of baseball. I mean, that guy's talent, he was so talented. If you guys are my age or older and saw Darryl Strawberry in his prime, he was great for the Yankees and coming off the bench too. and great teammate. I mean, he stuck up for his guys. Strawberry could have been a Hall of Famer. He was amazing in his day.
I saw we get asked these all the time, Ryan, but I saw you ask a couple of times who's going to lead the Giants in sacks this year. I'm going with Jimenez. That's who I always go with.
Yeah, and I the Kyler Fackrell.
Simon Z says, Chris, do you ever just regret choosing the Mets over the Yankees as a kid? Because I do. Every morning I wake up, I regret it. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to say this about Mets fans. I am, it sucks to be a Mets fan. I always say it is the hardest team to root for in all of sports because we share a city with the Yankees in New York, the most passionate sports city in the country. But I think we have the best fans. I think Mets fans are so loyal. They are so passionate. They are so knowledgeable. I honestly believe that. I think Mets fans are some of the best fans, not just in baseball, in all sports. I think the Mets have a great, great loyal fan base.
Mets do have a great fan base. But I do tell Chris all the time, I'll turn my back, put them pinstripes on, we'll act like nothing happened. I tell him that all the time. PIMP. I like that. First time I've seen this person in here, but I like that. PIMP.
Where is it? I don't even see the PIMP. Where is it?
PEAEYEEMPE. In other words, he's a pimp. But he says HTTR. And
okay.
Yeah, you really hail to the Giants because we own you guys. That's facts.
Jay, I'm a Knicks fan too.
Yes.
He says, I hear you, Chris, but try being a Knicks fan. Like me, it hurts. Oh, I'm a Knicks fan too, but I know.
Usually it's Jets, Mets, and Knicks. I always say thank God my dad and grandfather were Yankees and Giants fans because I can't imagine Mets, Jets, Knicks. I would have saw one championship in my entire lifetime. And I'm old.
Yeah.
That's bad. The Yankees and Giants, I've seen 9 between them. So, and then I did follow hockey religiously in the early 90s. I saw the Rangers win the Stanley Cup in 94, which was awesome. What caused the Yankees to lose the 2003 World Series? 2 things. Aaron Boone striking out with the bases loaded in the top of the 11th with 1 out. And then Alex Gonzalez hitting a squeaker over the wall by this much that lost game 4. We should have been up 3-1 in that series. Their pitching was great. Beckett and Burnett shut us down. Josh Beckett killed us in that World Series. And Miguel Cabrera, a young Miguel Cabrera owned Roger Clemens in that World Series. That was why we lost that.
This is what's fun. And I don't know Beckett's stats. I know he doesn't have great career stats because he had injuries. But if Beckett was in the NFL, he might be a Hall of Famer because he was so great. He's kind of like Eli Manning in a way, where he was unbelievable the 2 times he got to a World Series. He was the World Series MVP, if I'm not mistaken, in 97 when they beat the Indians. And then again against the Yankees, he was money. So he was a great, great, great big game pitcher, Josh Beckett.
Deilla says, Baddog, thoughts on the ALCS? Jeffrey Mayer play beyond. He reached over the wall. It's blatant. It's a big reason, number one, they did not allow people to get that close to the wall. And it's a big reason they have replay right now. He should have been out. Tarasco was catching that ball. He's standing right there. It's coming that he had it.
Tony Tarasco. And Armando Benitez was pitching, right?
Yeah, and he ran all the way out there, and they laughed. Joe Morgan's like, I don't know how he can see it. But, yeah, Richie Garcia was a Yankees umpire. He called that a home run. And then he was the home plate umpire on the 2-2 pitch that was right down the middle to Tino Martinez. I still don't know why that wasn't called a strike. You're not getting more of a strike than that one. And then the very next pitch, Tino hits a grand slam into the upper deck, and the Yankees go up 9-5 in the 98 game 1 of the World Series. So Richie Garcia I always liked him. He was a good umpire. L.A. Lou, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly says the Dodgers and Giants left New York in 58. Who is the Mets' first manager? And who was the manager for the Miracle Mets in 69?
The Mets for that's Casey Stengel is the Mets' first manager, and the Mets manager in 69 was Hodges, right?
No, there you go.
Yeah,
and then in 73 when they played the A's, it was
Yogi Berra. Yeah.
Simon Z, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly, he says, anytime you feel sad, just imagine being a Browns fan. Yeah, Cleveland's got it tough. Cleveland's got it tough. Thank God for LeBron, or they wouldn't have anything there.
Yeah.
What, Bad Dog, in your opinion, what is the closest thing to the Marlins in other sports, meaning tearing down the team twice and winning championships?
It's a good question. I don't, the Marlins are one of those franchises that are so lucky because if they don't go on those championship runs, they are the worst franchise ever. Because, like he said, outside of those 2 World Series runs, they've done nothing.
Right.
Well, wait a second. Did they? Yeah, they've done nothing. And wait, so the second time they won the World Series, was that the year where the Cubs blew it? That was against the Marlins, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so they even got lucky to even win that second one.
Yeah. That was, God, I'm drawing a blank on the guy's name.
Bartman.
Steve Bartman. Yeah.
And I'm trying to compare that to another team in another sport.
That's tough.
Yeah, that was like literally irrelevant outside of winning a couple of championships. That's tough.
The Knicks.
Yeah.
Robert P says, I have a signed baseball by Gil Hodges. That's worth some money. Gil Hodges autographs are worth a lot of money. He didn't sign a lot. And I don't know why he's not in the Hall of Fame. That is ridiculous. He had the most home runs in the decade of the 50s. Think about the guys that played in the 50s. Now, I know Hank Aaron came in there a little late, but Willie Mays, Mickey Mantle. But it's Gil Hodges that had the most homers in the decade of the 50s. How he's not in the Hall, and he won a championship as a manager. Guy belongs in the damn Hall of Fame. I don't know why he's not there.
Yeah, he should.
But that ball's worth some money, especially if it's on the sweet spot. Trust me, I know all about my sports memorabilia and all that stuff. Philly fan since 94. Thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Brilly, Bad Dog and Chris. If the Giants didn't make the playoffs, I think he means 1 year, and the Jets did, would you root for them in the playoffs? I rooted for the Jets huge when Vinny Testaverde was their quarterback. I wanted them to win it. I think that was that
98.
Yeah, I was rooting for the Jets big time in 98.
Look who their coach was.
Oh, exactly. I remember me and my buddy Frank, we used to go to the store because, again, I was superstitious. There was chips out there. They actually brought them back. I don't know if they're back. They're Doritos. They're called Salsa Verdes. Green bag and spicy, and I loved it. But Testaverde and the green bag, I was like, oh, this is the Jets. This is good luck chips for the Jets. And then they lost to the Broncos in the AFC Championship.
They had a 10-point lead in the first half of that game.
They did. I was rooting for the Jets that year.
Testaverde is a Long Island guy originally. He's from Long Island, where I grew up. But I'll tell you what. I always root for the Jets. I always say that. I have no hate for the Jets. A lot of Jets fans, I'll say that, have hate for me. They come on me. I feel like I'm the nicest guy to the Jets on YouTube that's a Giants fan. They come onto my channel and bash me. But I have no hate for the Jets. I always root for the Jets when they're not playing the Giants.
I have no hate for the Jets either, but I do love to troll them. Love to troll them. Because they do get worked up because they hate the Jets because they're our little brother. Yeah. I mean, they are our little brother, and it's just funny. You can just poke at your little brother and just tease them all the time. That's kind of what I do to Jets fans, but I don't have any hate for the Jets at all.
Yeah.
Dire Giants fan, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly, my man. Really appreciate it. Oh, I didn't see. Yeah. Sorry, I missed your question, Pasha. But he says, Pasha's question, best tailgate food. I'm curious to get your guys' take.
I'm pretty standard. Sausage and peppers. Yeah, that's a good one. Burgers, hot dogs, steak. I mean, brats are good. Yeah. I'm nothing extravagant, but yeah, pretty standard. Yeah.
John Talento says you need authenticity for debate. Yeah, get it authenticated by PSA. Just send it in. Gil Hodges' ball is worth a lot of money. They're rare. Gil Hodges didn't sign it. Same thing with Roberto Clemente, Roger Maris, because they passed away early. But Hodges' stuff is worth a lot of money. Brandon Farrell told me to grow the beard out. Nah, I can't, man. It itches too much. Besides, Chris's dad will have a fit if I do that. I can't. I just want to make it. Dog, it's time to shave. And he says, he's like, I forgot to shave too. I said, you're Italian. You get it.
Yeah. I get a I shaved, I think, yesterday, and I already got a shadow.
Do you forgive Bree? I mean, of course. I mean, it's not like I hate Breeze. I just disagreed with what he said. That's all. I mean, I don't hate a guy because of his opinion. No, of course, I'll still root for Drew Brees. Yeah. Listen, guy, like I said, I don't mix politics and sports. I don't. I really couldn't care less about. Oh, I want to harp on that real quick. Not that I care as a grammar Nazi or whatever. I always get frustrated when guys say, I could care less. That is not what you say. If you say I could care less, that means you actually could care less than you do. It is I couldn't care less, meaning no matter what you do, I really can't care less. Like I care so little, I can't care any more little than that. It's I couldn't care less. It's not I could, but everybody says I could care less. That always drives me insane. I don't know why. It does. I could care less. Oh, so that means you actually could care less. I couldn't care less. Yeah. His political views are his political views. It doesn't affect me. So
yeah. Here's my take on the Breeze thing. And I don't like to get into it. I'm not even going to tell you guys my stance when it comes to the flag. But regardless of whatever your stance is, whether you're pro Neil or anti Neil, I think it was horrible timing. I think it was dumb. That's my opinion. I think he should have been more sensitive to the times. That's my honest opinion on Drew Brees. Whether or not you agree or disagree with what he had to say, I don't think it was the right time to say it. So I understand the backlash, but he apologized. He came out. He admitted he was wrong. You got to move on, and people will.
Yeah, exactly. They'll move on. LA Lou, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly says New York had a center field royal flush. Oh God, yeah, there's a song, isn't it? Isn't that a song? LA Lou talking baseball with Duke Snyder, Willie Mays, and Mickey Mantle. God, that was amazing. And they always argued who was the best. I love Mickey. Mickey was the man. Willie Mays was the best.
Willie Mays to me is the greatest center fielder ever. But yeah, all three of those guys played at the same time. Pretty incredible.
I got a great trivia question. And I believe this is still a fact. Willie Mays is one of two players to hit over 400 home runs and win 10 Gold Gloves in the outfield. Who's the other guy to do that?
All right, let me think. 400 home runs, 10 Gold Gloves?
Yeah.
400 home runs, 10 Gold Gloves in the outfield. Griffey?
No. It's a tough one.
Yeah. That is a tough one.
He played in the 90s, though. He did play in your time frame.
Andrew Jones.
Andrew Jones.
Yeah.
Of all players.
Yeah. He's gonna make the Hall of Fame. I hated Andrew Jones. He might be my most hated player ever.
Is he?
I'm a Mets fan, but yeah, I couldn't.
Chipper? You didn't hate Chipper more?
I hated both of them, but I couldn't stand his laissez-faire. I couldn't stand him. He was a brick. John Rocker's up there too. Those two.
Oh, he was awful. Remember when Andrew Jones got pulled out of the game by Bobby Cox because he didn't run the ball down in center field?
Yeah. Yeah.
Andrew Jones only hit 254 though in his career. I don't know if he'll make the Hall of Fame.
I think he will. But maybe not. But I think he will because of his glove.
I mean, he did play in a steroid era and he didn't take him, or at least he didn't get busted for him. So, Mark Edelman, thank you for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate it. Brilly. We'll go like another 5 minutes or so, guys. It's turning into talking sports tonight, not talking Giants.
Yeah, it was a different kind of show.
It definitely was. And it was fun, though. It's fun to talk about something different now and again. Yeah. And obviously, I mean, we had a lot of good questions outside of football here. So obviously, everybody in here is sports fans, which is awesome. I can't wait to mute my TV during Giants games and watch you guys. Big things are coming for you guys. Appreciate that, Mark. And,
appreciate that.
We hope so. And we can't wait either. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I'll give Mark a little preview. Here's Daniel Jones coming out in the shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers to his left. He's got Ingram in motion right. There you go. There's a little preview.
Yeah. And touchdown! Giants want to throw by Danny Dimes, baby. Let's go. There's your preview.
There you go.
Do I remember the George Brett, the Pine Tar incident? Oh, of course. I mean,
that was 85, right?
That 83.
83.
That was another guy that murdered the Yankees. He killed the Yankees and Gossage in particular. Oh God, he owned Gossage. But I tell you, that Pine Tar incident, it's funny. And then of course, they overturned it and they had to play out the game. And Billy Martin messed it. He had Ron Guidry out in center field. He had Don Mattingly at second base. He just made a mockery of it because they overturned it. Mark Tversky, thank you for the super chat, brother. Really appreciate it. He says, I was going to say Dave Winfield was one of my faves. Winfield was great, but I don't know how many gold gloves Winfield won out there. I love
Winfield made the Hall of Fame, right?
Yes. Oh God, yeah. He had 3,000 hits and 460 homers.
Yeah.
He was really good for the Yankees. I mean, that was my heyday growing up. Winfield, Mattingly, Willie Randolph, Ricky Henderson. The reason the Yankees didn't win anything is because their pitching stunk. Yeah. I mean, besides Guidry, then we had Dennis Rasmus, we had Joe Cowley. We had bad pitchers. And we had a lot of retreads, the John Candelarias, I'm trying to think of the Cecilio Guantes and all that crap, the Steve Trouts. I'll never forget George Steinbrenner told Lupinell in 87, just won you the pennant. I got you Steve Trout. Mike Trout wasn't born yet. Otherwise, because maybe he thought Mike Trout was supposed to be the guy.
That sounds like what Rick Peterson said when we traded for Victor Zambrano. I'll fix him in 15 minutes as we traded away Scott Kazmir to the Rays.
Yeah, he's great. Dire Giants fan, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it, my man. Brilly. Sorry to put you on the spot, Tainah, but would you do a 12-hour stream? I know many would support it.
Wow. Maybe. Maybe. I don't want to guarantee that. Maybe that's something I'll talk about. I haven't really thought about it. 24 hours to me is crazy, but maybe. I don't want to guarantee it though.
Anthony says, I have a friend from high school who recently sold authenticated rookie cards for Maris, DiMaggio, and Mantle for $9,800 each. He got ripped off. He got destroyed on that deal. He got destroyed if he only sold those for $9,800. Those are worth way more than that. Way more than that.
I've seen
a beat up Mantle rookie is $5,000 on its own.
Wow.
I mean, we're talking a PSA 2. It's $5,000.
I've seen Ahmed ask this a few times. He said, what about Albert Bell in the Hall of Fame? Albert Bell, I'm pretty sure, I know he had the most RBIs for the 90s. And I think he had the most home runs for the 90s. I'm not sure on that one. But the problem with Albert Bell, I think he was really bad with the media. He got caught for corking his bat. I don't know if he took steroids or not. But baseball's a numbers game. He never hit any of those magic numbers, but he was arguably the best power hitter, probably other than Frank Thomas in the 90s, or he was up there in terms of a run producer. And him and Thomas ended up playing on the same team with the White Sox. He's a borderline Hall of Famer, but he never quite got in, probably because he didn't hit the magic 500 home runs.
One thing I know about Albert Bell, and I don't know if this is still true, but he at the time in 1995, he was the only player ever in the history of Major League Baseball to hit 50 homers and 50 doubles in the same season.
Yep, I remember that.
And he did it in the strike-shortened season of 95 because they started the season late that year, which is crazy. I think they played 144 games, and he did it then.
And that was the year that Gwynn batted 394.
With
right?
94, Gwynn batted 394.
394, Gwynn batted.
The strike ended it. And Matt Williams had 51 homers, so he might have broke the Maris record. There was a lot of good things going on in 94. Let's hope that baseball smartens up and gets their stuff together and plays and doesn't argue over freaking money.
Yeah.
L.A. Lou, thank you for the super chat, my man. Really appreciate it. He says, before Randy Johnson, who were the two tallest players in the Hall of Fame? Oh, God, that's tough.
That is really tough. I have no idea. I know Randy Johnson was 6'10". It's got to be, I would think it'd be a pitcher. Oh, maybe a first baseman.
Well, Winfield was 6'6". I mean,
I would think it'd be probably a pitcher or a first baseman, maybe a corner outfielder.
God, that's tough, Lou. That's a tough one. I mean, Winfield was 6'6", and he was in the Hall of Fame before Randy Johnson. I know that. And I can't think of many taller players than Winfield. I can't even think of the second one.
How tall was Eckersley?
I don't think he's 6'2", maybe.
Okay, I thought for some reason he was a little taller.
Yeah. I don't know. You stumped me on that one. Blue Collar, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Really appreciate it. What New York player is tied for the most Grand Slams in a season? How many? Also, how many did he have? This is easy. Don Mattingly hit 6 in 1987. It's the only 6 he ever hit in his career. There you go.
I would have,
guy.
Because I would have thought Ventura, because Ventura had a lot of Grand Slams. I remember that. I would have guessed Ventura.
He said tied for the most Grand Slams in a season. But
So maybe it's both of them. I got a good one. You might know this. I might have asked you this before. Who's the only player to hit 2 Grand Slams in the same inning ever?
Oh God, you did ask me that, and Fernando Tatis.
Yes, Fernando Tatis hit 2 Grand Slams in the same inning. That's nearly impossible.
I know.
That's nearly impossible.
That's unbelievable. Mark Tversky, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly, my man says, night, guys. Mike Trout, the best center fielder of all time. He's the best modern day center fielder.
That's for damn sure.
And I'm glad I bought that rookie card when I did, because that thing exploded in price. I did get one of them right. LA Lou, thanks for the super chat, brother. Brilly says Don Drysdale and Dave Winfield both 6'6". All right. But listen, guys, it is 10 after 11. Want to wrap it up. Again, this is kind of ended up being Talking Sports, which is awesome. I'm glad that we could talk about something else and that you guys were still interested and came up with some great questions. Just really tough to – there's just not much Giant stuff going on right now. I mean, we've answered a lot of the questions. You guys have asked a lot of the questions. And just really appreciate you guys, supporting the channel. Chris, always appreciate you coming on. And say it all the time. This is my favorite thing I do on YouTube.
This was a lot of fun. Wasn't a lot to talk about tonight. And John Roush, you're right, Jay. I remember John Roush. He pitched for the Mets, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he was tall. But, there's a lot of fun tonight. There's not a lot to talk about, and we said that when the show started, but we want to continue to go live and give you guys something when there's nothing to talk about. There's no sports. I would love to do a baseball show, maybe if we get a baseball season once a week. We've tried that in the past, but maybe we could do that while there's nothing else this year. Maybe we could do that once a week, do a baseball show. And a football show. We could do something like that. It just seemed like a lot of fun. But I had a lot of fun tonight. I always love talking other sports. Sometimes you get a little tired talking about the Giants all the time, and it's nice to mix it up a little bit. Yep. And it was a good chat tonight. I had a lot of fun. Thank you to all you guys for all the love and the support you guys always show us. I think I'm gonna go live tomorrow. I haven't decided yet, but if I am, I'll have Kid Bill on the channel. Baddog, like he said, we're gonna be live Monday on Bobby's channel, and then we'll be doing this show on my channel Thursday or Friday of next week. Yep. So thank you guys for all your love and support that you guys always show us. You guys are the best. Hope you guys are staying safe out there with everything that's going on in the world. And Bando, once again, thanks for having me on the channel, man. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Sports Expert, thanks for the super chat, brother. Brilly, this is great stream, guys. Loved it. I did see somebody ask me if I was doing KBO Wednesday. I can't. I got to go into the office again Wednesday, so I'm not gonna be able to do any KBO games this week at all. And again, I am taking a mini YouTube vacation. I saw some guys that are gonna miss you, but I'm not gonna be gone that long, guys. Just a couple days, just a weekend to kind of clear my head, to get away from social media in general. And just, go outside and enjoy my family and everything else. I just want to, just a couple of days away from everything on YouTube. And Dire Giants fan, thank you for the super sticker, brother. Brilly, my man. Whee! There's a buzz on my screen back there. It's gone now. Simon D, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly. Please do a roundtable with Copizzle again. Too funny. Oh, yeah. Chris, when is that? When did we decide? And that's probably going to be on someone else's channel this time, right? Because we're going to.
Yeah, we'll mix it up. We got to figure that out. Maybe we'll do that in a couple of weeks. Maybe we'll do that after the. We'll figure it out. I want to have something to talk about. So, because I don't want the roundtable to basically be the same show we did last time. So maybe we'll wait until it's a little cold. Maybe when training camp's getting started, we'll do that. And then maybe we'll do that every couple of weeks going forward in season. So. When there's actual content to talk about. Yeah,
that'd be awesome. I do have a see-through shirt today, I guess. I don't know. The green screen on OBS is kind of weird. Sports Expert, thanks for the super chat, buddy. Brilly says, don't worry, Baddog. I'm starting to stream KBO. God bless you, sir. That's tough getting up that early. But you were in every one of my streams, so it's not a problem for you. You're young, though. Wait till you're in your middle 40s and you have a 3-year-old. Well, you might not have a 3-year-old when you're in your 40s. I waited a long time, but you get my point. But anyway, guys, like Chris said, thank you all so much for the support of the channels. I know it's the content is thin as my hairline these days. It's not much to talk about, but all your continued support on our channels means the world to us. And at least we know we got playoff hockey. Football is going to start on time. Baseball, we don't know. Basketball, July 31st. So we have it. It's coming, and can't wait. It's going to be awesome. Dire Giants, thanks for the super chat. Brilly. Giants Alliance needs to be on the next roundtable. I'd love to have him.
I'll tell you what, right now, next roundtable we do, we'll mix in a couple of new guys because I do like to get other people exposure. We'll definitely have probably have PTA on there, and we'll definitely have Giants Alliance because those are two guys that haven't been on there yet. Yeah, we'll figure it out. But yeah, I'd like to maybe swing two new guys in every once in a while just to get new blood in there and some more exposure to other Giants channels. So we'll definitely have PTA Sports and Giants Alliance on the next one.
Yeah, I actually said that to Giants Alliance on my channel. I would love to get him in the I mean, he knows a lot. So it would be, and like I said, it's always good to get other Giants fans' perspectives and hear their, answers to the questions that, also, and our chat comes up with some great questions. Like I said, I may be streaming with somebody else here, at some point. And, you guys asked some good questions. So I'll let you know if I'm on that channel, and, I'll have some good questions, and you guys will have some good questions. And Chris is staring at me like, you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but he does.
Do I? You tell me after. I don't know.
Okay. But yeah. So again, guys and girls, thank you so much. Stay safe. Enjoy your weekend. And we'll see you next time for the Entertainment Talking Sports. It's the Bad Diggity Dizzle, and we are gone. Peace. End broadcast and then end broadcast.